All right, we are live.
We're live.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Tiffany, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing, Carl?
Was excellent. Kevin is not here as yet. Kevin is running a little late. Kevin is Mr. Show Business. Kevin is all around the world and soon to be on Mars. I wouldn't be surprised. Kevin's going to be here in 10 minutes. So, Mama Lee, if you're looking for your son, we did nothing to him. He will be here shortly. Um, Thank you to everyone for checking in, and thank you for everyone joining us here on another Sunday. Today's topics: Jay Z is being accused of SAing a woman. I guess we have to be careful. I guess you can't say
Mhm.
those words. Along with Mr. P Diddy, and some people say he's guilty. Some of us say there's something unscrupulous going on here. It always seems to be like black men are more are we more you're telling me with a country of how many people, 300 million, and black people are only 40%, 40 million out of those 300 million. And we commit the most crimes, we commit the most of everything. The other 200 and something million people, they somehow manage to go about their day without committing any crime.
Which is not true. They
Got
do more crime. We just don't pay attention to their crime.
Yeah, I'm not saying Jay Z did it or he didn't do it, but there is some news out there that would make you go, I don't know. So we're gonna show some videos today that will either lean you to one side, the other side, or you might stay in the middle. Also, Mr. Daniel Penny, the man who choked the black brother on the train because he was annoyed by him, he was acquitted of all charges. He got to walk scot free. He was also invited to a football game by soon to be President Trump and his vice president, J.D. Vance. They invited him because, in their eyes and many, many MAGA people eyes, he is a hero.
Congratulations, you killed the nigger.
Daniel Penny. Now, I've been on a train, I've been many places where I was on a train where there's a white man walking up to people and just screaming in their face. He was just going, ah! And then he would walk a couple, and then he would go, ah! And he was just walking down just screaming in people's faces. I never thought to put him in a chokehold.
Grab them, put them down.
You know, it never crossed my mind. But Daniel Penny, well, we all know a lot of white people are afraid of us. So it doesn't take much for them to claim that they're so scared. Just
Right.
just walking down the street, we see it. We see the look. So we
Hmm.
know they're already afraid.
Yeah,
Um,
they was taught and they was learned to be afraid of black people. This
yes,
is something that's been going down for generations.
yes. So for them to say he's a hero and he saved the people's, come on, man. Really? The brothers are like what, 100 pounds soaking wet with a brick, you know? And he could have done anything else but put him in a chokehold. A chokehold was absolutely not necessary. But this is America, and that's just the way things go. And sometimes as black people we feel helpless, but I don't know if we're really helpless. Um, Scooby, or one of our number one fans, already started even before the show started. Scooby said, Tiffany, Scooby says, just because Jay Z and PD are black, they're innocent. He's saying that we're gonna say they're innocent just because they're black.
No, it's not that. It's not about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that a lot of us don't have critical thinking. We don't sit down and weigh options out, and find out what's going on. We are easily to accuse a person and don't even know what's going on. So no, I'm not going to say they are innocent until I get some evidence. And I'm sorry, I'm an evidence girl. I'm not saying you did it, you did it, you did it. I know you did it. I'm not doing that. I don't do that with anyone. I don't care if you're a celebrity, my friend. I need to have evidence. I need to know that this is what was going on. So no. We
Yeah.
know P. Diddy was off the hook. We already know that. But this Jay-Z accusation, it went too far. And like I said, I'm happy I have spoke about it. I'm happy that he said something about it and he stood up for himself.
Hey, what's up, Donna? Donna's checking in. Scooby already checked in, and a bunch of people are on, but they're not checking in. That's okay.
Hey y'all, check in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Remember, everything that we're talking about is alleged. It's our opinion only. We do not own the rights to this content, to the music, anything that Carl put up. We don't own it. We're just using it for educational purposes and learning purposes. Fair use protected.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe, please. Leave a comment.
All right. We're also going to give a tribute to Nikki Giovanni, who was a
Yeah.
great black activist. And what is up with Judge Joe Brown? He's saying some stuff about some very negative stuff about and I couldn't find a format to show the video, but he's out there saying some stuff about Nikki Giovanni wasn't what we thought she was, and he seems to come down very hard on black people.
No, I don't think it's coming hard. You got to remember, Judge Joe Brown is older than both of us.
Yeah,
Judge Joe Brown has been in this industry longer than I've been born, in the law industry and knowing people. He knows and sees stuff. Now, if he exaggerate on certain stuff, yeah, but if he's telling truth, I'm not surprised at anything that he has said. He can talk now. Remember, he's a senior now. He can talk. They can't take him for no money. They can't take his social security. He good. So he's just talking, telling his truth and what he saw and what he went through. I'm not surprised, but that's his opinion through his eyes, what he see. And he talks about everybody.
I know, but that's the problem I have. We always feel like like for instance, the guy Daniel Penny, he committed a crime, he committed a murder, but still, he seems the majority of white people are calling him a hero. They seem to be able to ignore when white people do bad stuff, but we as black, we always got to point out every little thing. Like Kevin says it all the time on the show. We want black people to be perfect, and we're not perfect, and we gotta hold tight a lot better.
No, we're not perfect, but in their eyes, they want us to be perfect so we can be able to get along in this world. He had no right. Still, I'm a true believer. He had no right to put his hands on him. He had an opportunity to take his hands off of him, and he didn't. But God is going to judge him. God is going to judge him.
All right, so we're gonna start the show off, and I'm gonna start every show off with the buy black list. This is the only way we're gonna fight people is if we buy black. We gotta keep supporting each other. We can't keep giving our money away. We can't keep putting um, our money into other communities and expect our communities to get better. So I'm gonna start this off with. By the way, Donna loves your hair.
Oh, thank you. Blessings.
So we're gonna start off with the buy black list. And
Tima.
some videos, with the whole Jay-Z, P. Diddy thing, and then we're gonna kick the show off. And once again, we're gonna share our knowledge. And if you have knowledge you want to share with us, please feel free. If you want to come on the show and be part of the panel, we can absolutely do that. I will put the link into the chat, but most people are shy and usually don't. But that's okay. So here we go.
Everybody share this video if you can. Let everybody know about the Buy Blacklist. Okay, so today I've updated the Buy Blacklist on our website, blackrevolutionarycollective.com. I wanted it to have more organization, so I made different categories. So I made separate categories. So now when you go to the website, it should look like this. This is how the home page looks. And then you look up here and you click on the Buy Black list. Once you click on there, you should see 4 categories: grocery stores / farmers markets, coffee shops, restaurants, and clothing brands. Those are the 4 categories we have so far. And everything is in alphabetical order, state by state. I hope to add more categories, so I'm going to need you guys' help. Let me know what other categories I should add to this list. We want to keep building it, and I also want to keep updating it. I want this to be a comprehensive list that everybody can use in their town and when they visit another place. So you can always buy Black first. Also, for everybody that signed up for the Black Revolutionary Collective to be a member at one of our chapters, if you have not received an email, please make sure that you're checking your spam folder. If you just signed up today, you won't receive an email until the following day. But if you signed up a couple of days ago and you haven't received an email, please check your spam folder. And also, you may have to re-sign up if somehow you put in the wrong email address or it's missing a letter or something like that, because it does get kicked out if the email address is wrong. Also,
when I tell you Black-owned businesses are doing it all, we are doing it absolutely all. All of the things, including making cell phone cases over there at Pivot. We have vegan protein powders and mushroom coffee at Just Move. We have indoor paint at Claire. We have bedding, rugs, and lighting with Jungalow by Justina. We have menstrual products by Here We Flow. There's another menstrual product that I will be highlighting that is not out yet, but this young woman has disposable menstrual underwear that we are absolutely highlighting ASAP. We have athletic performance and fitness training products by Power Hands, and we have plant-based braiding hair by Nori. Y'all, we do it all for real, and it is time for us to start looking at researching and trying to make it more convenient to shop with Black-owned businesses. I absolutely love and adore y'all for real. From the bottom of my heart, I thank y'all for the likes, shares, comments, and all that good stuff. This is a movement. We are absolutely doing it together. Let's go.
All right, folks, buy Black. That's the only way we can fight back. Here we go with some info on Jay.
To live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background, so it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statement.
There's something wrong with the story that Tony Buzbee, the attorney from Texas, put out there, of course, in a civil complaint that, of course, was blasted around the world and reported by everybody before any fact-checking. Well, Looks like NBC has done some fact checking.
He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him.
Gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did.
She's saying they rode home in silence in a 5-hour journey that he had to pick her up at in New York from like upstate New York or something. This is a very strange story with no corroboration over 22 years.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said.
You heard that right. The father, NBC contacted the father of this accuser, and he can't remember any of this. And one would think he would remember a 5-hour car ride to New York City. Accuser's civil complaint is alleging that Sean Combs and Jay-Z assaulted her in 2000 after she attended the Video Music Awards. The problem is a bunch of people posted online right after these stories came out, which is about 5 days ago, with photos from 2000 showing exactly where Jay-Z was, Sean Carter. He was at a separate party from Sean Combs.
This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming.
This is Lauren Burke. There's going to be a lot more on this very soon.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for checking in with us on another Sunday. So Jay-Z and P. Diddy allegedly raped an autistic 13-year-old with all the beautiful women that they can have. They zoomed in on an autistic 13-year-old at a Diddy at some party.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This is what the girl is alleging. But her story, obviously, as you saw in the video I just shown, has lots and lots of holes, has more holes than a sieve, as they would say, of Swiss cheese. So I'm not sure. I know Tiffany has her thoughts on this because she's from Brooklyn. That's where
Brooklyn, stand up. I just
and
you're not understanding. This bothered me. You know, something that D.L. Hughley said. He said they trying to wipe out the whole 90s era. Like, they done took R. Kelly. Now they about to take Jay-Z. I told my mother, I said, Mom, I'm going to be sick for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Because Jay-Z, back in the 90s, Jay-Z's music was our soundtrack of life. What we was going through, the guys we was dating, what we was seeing, what we was feeling. I have met him twice. And the 2 times that I have met him at a record signing and I met him at the tunnel when he did a concert. And not one time did I ever felt creep vibe or he was lurking at the girls. He was just very respectful. And I, you know, when you look him up, I found out he has a mom. He love his mom. He love his sisters. He love his nieces and nephews. So, hey, Kev.
Hey, what's up? What's
You
up?
know,
What's up?
so when this happened, I was like, no, they cannot be doing this. We need more evidence. But when I went online, do you know how many people said he did it? Like, they kept saying he did it. Not one time, one person had critical thinking. said, let's weigh these options out. Let's find out what's going on. Let's start asking questions about what's going on. Even before this young lady comes out on NBC where they did an interview, we never knew what was her color, what was her status, what was anything. We just knew that she was a 13-year-old that was assaulted, and she is now 37 years old. P. Diddy and them took advantage of her. We didn't know nothing else.
Okay. What up, Kev?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Joining us. So P. Diddy and Jay-Z was at a party with all kind of beautiful women, with all kind of hot chicks.
Lucky them.
He zoomed in on a autistic 13-year-old.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
And at the party, they pointed out this 13-year-old autistic girl and go, "That's the one we want." Of course,
Yeah.
she's claiming she was raped. I'm not saying rape. Rape is never, ever, but sex essayed, or what I mean, even I just have some, and her story, the story she told is kind of, even her dad said he doesn't remember a 5-hour ride from New York City to upstate New York.
Yes. So that's another thing. First of all, she's 13. Each of y'all men, and I am of our auntie, we have raised or been around children that's 13 years old. Are we dropping off our 13-year-old child in the city by themselves? Just leave them there. The first thing came to my mind was, where was the parents? Because we was like, who would drop this person off? So when the interview come out, they said it was one of her friends that is now dead. Okay, now the person is dead that dropped her off. They were 20 years old, and they dropped this 13-year-old. Because I thought the next question was, did her pimp drop her off? Because I'm trying to weigh options out, because I just don't get a 13-year-old getting dropped off at the VMA Awards and right in front of there to try to get into the awards and go to the party. Then she said that she was haggling, she was going back and forth to each limo driver saying, I want to be CP Diddy. I want to see P. Diddy. You really think I'm going to sit here and believe that a 13-year is going back and forth up and down to what's called, and then the guy go to her and say, "Ooh, you look what P. Diddy like." That's what she said. She said, "I thought he just thought I was pretty." This is what's going on. So I'm like, this don't make no sense. Because remember, again, y'all, we didn't know all of these details until yesterday when they pulled out the NBC letter. So now you go to this spot, somebody gives you a letter to sign, the NDA, but they didn't give you the paper back. First of all, no child can sign no paper unless they're an adult. Okay, so y'all let this young lady in the party. Then y'all gave her an alcoholic drink that was laced with something. Now this young lady, special needs, have autism, is walking around this P. Diddy party, and nobody says anything. So now she's tired. She says she lays down, went to bed, and then that's when they came in, and P. Diddy said, "Oh, you're ready now." And they took advantage of her while a celebrity female watched her. She fights them off, runs to the gas station, calls her dad, "Come and get me." So now your father has to drive 5 hours from Syracuse to drive 5 hours back to drop you off. You say he did not say one word to you. My mother would have been kicking my ass up and down that daggone what to. Nobody noticed that you was raped, you was hurt, you was bruised, you was nothing. So that's what I'm saying. It was a lot of holes in the story. Once we got the NBC, shout out to NBC for airing the interview. And one more thing, she said she saw two celebrities that was there. She told how she talked to them about their then they said they was never there. They was on tour. And then your father don't recollect. And if you a man, a dad, aren't you gonna remember if you picked your daughter up in the city 5 hours away, in Manhattan? Y'all gonna remember that. So like I said, it was too many holes in the story. The Mr. Bugsby. Now I understand why Jay-Z said you're a despicable human being, because you will use a special needs autism young lady to be able to come against him and not vet her out. not find out what's really going on with her. And let me tell y'all, anybody that say anything, I'm victim shaming, blame. No, I'm not, because I'm a victim. I'm a woman that was raped, so I understand. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not it. We just want facts. We want to make sure, because if somebody was hurt, they should have called the cops immediately. You understand? Especially if she's running out in the street, or she said she was all messed up running in the street. Nobody recognized anything. So no, we need to, instead of accusing somebody immediately, we need to weigh the options out. Also, shout out to Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson, he wound up breaking it down, and he was the first one I heard out of all the podcasters broke it down, asking questions that we need to be asked. Nobody else did it.
Let me quote Donna. Donna said, I don't even like dropping off my 30-year-old daughter anywhere by herself, let alone 13-year-old. Who lets their 13-year-old daughter be in New York City, the VMA Awards, that late at night? I mean, it just doesn't make sense, you know. Kevin, what do you say?
I never believed it. I thought it was a money grab. I'm glad the story is falling apart. And it is falling apart. You know, it's starting to be
Yeah.
inconsistencies with the story. You know, I think there's just been an attack on Black celebrities dating back to, I guess, Bill Cosby.
Yes.
You know, and it hasn't stopped. You know, I mean, just look. You know, R. Kelly. And I'm not saying these guys aren't guilty of anything that they've done. I'm just saying, I just feel it's an attack to bring down powerful Black men. Michael Jackson, of course, that famous trial, Cosby, R. Kelly. I mean, you know, there's some powerful people, you know, that are in jail or taken down, or, you know, tried to destroy it. They have destroyed Michael Jackson before he passed away. All of that stuff still destroyed his reputation, you know, even though he was probably innocent of it, I'm sure, but still, you know, it still hurt his reputation since, you know. So it's just like a nonstop. Every other 2 years, it's another Black celebrity in the news that's done something bad.
That's what Umar Johnson said. He said it's like every 18 months,
Yeah,
another Black millionaire or billionaire is getting taken down.
yeah.
And he said, how about when we gonna need them when Mr. T get in the office? They all gonna be all caught up in sex cases and stuff. And
But
you already
it's our
know.
fault though. It's our fault, Tiff, because we don't, like you're saying, and like Umar said, I saw a clip of him, you know, today when I was driving home, and he was saying that, you know, we just don't support each other. Like, as soon as
Yeah.
something comes out, I've seen so many TikTok videos of Black people, you know, throwing Jay-Z under the bus head first,
Head first.
all over allegations. Whatever happened to, you know, I mean, we know it's not true, but innocent until proven guilty, obviously that's not a thing, you know. That's not a thing anymore. It never was,
No.
actually, but not
Public
for us anyway.
assassination. They're gonna
Yeah,
public assassinate him. That's what they did. But he stood up. When his first thing, he said, we don't get down like that. And I'm not allowing you, and you not getting one red penny. If I don't know who this is, I gotta fight for my. I was just so happy that he stood up for himself. But how low Mr. Busby is that you would do this, you would put this out a day before Mustafa was coming out, with his daughter and his wife coming out on red carpet to try to embarrass him, and he still came out on top. It's just horrible how, like you said, they would tear us down. So I know Jay-Z, I'm a Sagittarius, we Sagittarius. You know he was taking notes. He's watching everybody that went for him, came for him, didn't even give him a chance. Not one. You should see them backpedaling online right now.
Let me play what Dr. Umar said.
How you feel about Jay-Z and what he going through?
You know, when I look at the Jay-Z sex assault allegation, and I read completely the plaintiff's argument put forth by her attorney, Tony Busby. And right from the gate, Art, I had some very serious concerns about her narrative. First of all, how in the does a 13-year-old girl show up at Radio City Music Hall on September the 7th, 2000 for the Video Music Awards, let alone the after party? According to the complaint, the civil suit, she asked a friend who drove her there and dropped her off. Now, Art, I have a 13-year-old daughter. Help me understand how anybody's 13-year-old daughter has a friend who's driving who can pick them up without their parents' permission, drive them to Radio City Music Hall for the VMAs. That's the first thing. That's the psychologist in me. That's the educator in me. That's the child advocate in me. How does a 13-year-old know anybody that they can call to pick them up and drop them off at the VMAs? So soon when I saw that, I said something interesting is going on here.
It's not over yet. This will play out way longer, way past the 2024-2025 Super Bowl. And it will not be resolved by then and possibly won't be resolved for years. And as you heard him say, there is another celebrity yet to be named in this particular filing. Who knows if there are going to be other filings and other people coming forward. But in this particular one, there's another unnamed celebrity. That unnamed celebrity is believed to be a woman, reportedly, allegedly, a woman who supposedly watched all of this while it was happening after the VMAs or the Video Music Awards in New York City back in 2000. And remember, these are 24-year-old, this allegation is 24 years old, meaning it happened 24 years ago. Newly brought to light through court documents, but this happened allegedly happened 24 years ago. And there are many, as a matter of fact, who are questioning the validity of the charges because the alleged victim had not come forward. As Charles stated there, according to Charles, there is no statute of limitations in New York as it relates to first-degree rape. So anyone can bring charges at any time, but something that long ago, I spoke to a reporter, someone who reports on this earlier.
So I guess no one believes this girl. Well, I guess some people do. Apparently her lawyer does.
See, it's part of his and it's Jay-Z's fault, because it's kind of hard to, I don't believe this is true. I already stated that, but Jay-Z's history of being around young women is a problem too, because he met Beyonce when she was 16. He dated Foxy Brown when she was 15. He dated Aaliyah when she was 16. So he has a history of being around 15 and 16-year-old girls. So, thank God this probably won't end up going to a jury or going to court, because if I was sitting on the jury, I would probably go, what's the difference 2 years make? If he dated Foxy Brown when she was 15, then
And you're so bugged because I was out in Brooklyn. We knew that she was a rapper with him. She did
she
music
still
with
was
him.
15.
He
I don't care
never
what she
put
did for a
out.
living. I understand all of that. She's still 15, and she's a good rapper.
No, I
She's still
didn't
15.
even.
She's a good rapper. She's a nice-looking young girl. She's a nice-looking lady now, from what I understand. I've seen pictures of her. Foxy Brown is a sexy woman, right? But she was
I
also
have
a
met her
15-year-old.
before. She's okay.
She's a 15-year-old girl.
hmm
She still was 15 when he was hitting it.
Again,
Let's
we
be
don't
blunt
have
about
no
it.
evidence. We don't have no evidence. And y'all talked about the Beyonce thing. It's so bad because I think he met her when she was like 16, 17. That's when she came out with Destiny Child. And
Right.
then I think they dated for like a year or so, 2 years, because they wanted to respect the thing. He
I
spoke for her
understand.
mother and father. What
I understand. I
If
understand. But that's the
a
same thing,
13-year-old
Tiffany. We
special needs white.
a 15 is not no different than 13 in my eyes. That's all I'm saying.
Was
I know why you're getting upset. 13 and 15 is not a difference. It's 2 years. you're still a kid. I mean, we get mad. R. Kelly dated 15-year-old girls. And he's in jail right
No,
now for it.
First of all, again, and then we think about the parents. Where's the parents at? How dare you allow your 15-year-old to be able to do these things? The 13-year-old, where was her
You,
parents at? Was they on
you know how
crack?
they allowed him to do it? I'll tell you how they allowed him to do it. They allowed him to do it because they know these guys are rich and famous, and they want the money.
So they
That's it.
all need to get it.
That's why Aaliyah uh, is not here right now, right? Because her mother, it's not her mother's fault that she got killed in a plane crash. I'm just saying her mother allowed her 14, 15-year-old daughter to date grown ass men that have money and power, like R. Kelly and Jay-Z. She knew R. Kelly.
Please don't forget Damon Dash. Damon
Damon
Dash
Dash
dated
too.
her.
That's right. Damon
Come
Dash had a
on,
lot of money and power too back then. So it's not like Aaliyah's mother didn't know that Jay-Z was probably hitting his daughter, hitting her daughter, right? And Damon Dash and all these people. I mean, Damon Dash came a little later. I mean, he was dating Aaliyah when she was a woman. They were engaged at the time of her death, remember? So she was a woman
I
when she
think they
passed
was only
away.
dating for like a year. It was like a year they was dating.
But she was a woman. She was a woman when they were dating. So I don't know if he was involved with her when she was 15, 16. But when those two, Damon Dash and Aaliyah, got together, she was already a grown woman. So I can't, call him out on that. But I'm just saying, allegedly, Jay-Z and of course R. Kelly.
They was actually supposed to have been at during the same time, but
Yeah,
that was
when
word.
she was 15
Again,
years, she was 15 years old.
right.
So
We
I don't
don't
think
know what was going on. We don't know what was going on during that time or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, why is he being the target? You understand? We already know the crown is very heavy when you're on top. You're gonna have envy, you're gonna have jealousy, and you're gonna have hate all over the map. I would not be surprised if Drake have his hand in this. I'm telling you. I think he went to the management for him too. I'm telling you, he probably said, "I want to talk to management about Jay-Z because I don't understand why is he letting Kendrick Lamar play not like us at the Super Bowl." I'm telling you, I really think so.
I don't think Drake has that much power. Speaking of Super Bowl, Roger Goodell, who's the commissioner of the NFL, said he's standing by
That's right. He said he
Jay-Z because
sure is.
Jay-Z produces their halftime shows, and he probably 3 or 4 days ago said he's standing by his man. So they didn't jump the gun and drop Jay-Z like most people get dropped right away. When these allegations come out, they would drop it Diddy like a hot potato.
Yeah, because they knew that them allegations was, half of them allegations was real. But then did you hear 50? 50 is another daggone petty ninja. He gonna put up there, I'm asking for somebody. What is the NFL gonna do? You understand? I'm asking for a friend. Like, the 50 is too much. But I'm glad when he said that the next day, the NFL man came out and said, we're not going to be severing ties. Because they had evidence. They knew that he didn't do that. First of all, you already know celebrities are the most documented people because they go places, they do things. So they know where they at and what they doing half the time. So they knew that it was something of a conspiracy. That's why Jay-Z came out with that letter and people saying that his lawyer wrote that up. I think Jay-Z wrote that. He came up and was like, I'm not letting this con man trying to get me in a cheap suit. Okay, that's what he called him, a cheap suit 1-800 lawyer.
But let me say, even though, what was a 13-year-old doing at a party that late at night, VMAs or whatever? And I'm not saying, you're asking where are the parents, Tiffany, you're asking where are the parents, but a 13-year-old girl, a 12-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, a 17-year-old girl should be able to be in a room with grown men and not bothered. So
you 100% right. You 100% right about that too. But also the message to men that Dr. Umar said. Now I have to respect that. Check the ID of your girls you dealing with. Check the ID. I don't care. I'm checking ID. Because anything is possible. Somebody can trick y'all or tell y'all trick y'all, lie about their age, or even lie about their sexuality. So now, check IDs, men. Check IDs.
Yeah, I agree exactly. Anyway, here's Jay-Z with Foxy Brown.
Know the pussy is all that. That's why I get baguettes, 5 carats and all that. From Dolce, Gabbana to H. Bendel, I'm ringing bells. So who the player? I still keep you in the illest gators. Tailor made so we can lay up in the shade, reminiscing and how I fuck the best of shit. Especially when I'm sipping Baileys. Don't give a fuck on how you move with them other mommies. I push the Z, eating shrimp scampi with rocks larger than life. Fuck them Reebok broads, you made it known who your wife was. I got you frontin' in Armani sweaters before this rap shit when you was.
Yo, we was going through that back in the days. Oh my God. I mean, yo, Foxy was
Thanks
the
for playing the
bomb.
radio version of that, Carl.
That's
Yo, that was the. I'm sorry.
You
That was
got a
the
radio
hit.
version
Ain't
of that,
no
right,
one
Carl?
like the one I got.
Oh, I'm glad my mom's not watching tonight. She's in church.
Yeah, that was the sound. Jay-Z was the soundtrack of our life, and I had the opportunity to hear him and see him play, and at the Tunnel, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
But sometimes, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, can we, just because a person is a celebrity, you know what I mean? People can do one thing in public, and then behind closed doors, it could be a totally different person that you never.
Oh no, you're 100% right, and that's with regular people too. It's
Yeah.
not only celebrities. They could just give you, their outside persona, and then when they inside, they're with their family, or they could be the goddamn devil. We don't know. But
So can you separate
again,
the two?
huh?
But can we separate the two? Can we still party to R. Kelly and knowing that he's, yeah, we can. I mean, that's right. I still listen to R. Kelly
No,
music.
to be honest, I don't listen to the R. Kelly during the time of Aaliyah time and all of that stuff like that. But certain stuff, like You Dance in the Name of Love, that was like my last dance with my dad. So those little things like that I listen to. But again, I'm gonna be honest. In the 90s, we were 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. We were dating guys that was older than us. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't know that it was, not like 30, 40, but they was either 20, 21, 22 or something like that. We not knowing that it was an issue or stuff like that. We was just, they were taking care of us and stuff like that. Like it's so different like from now and now, but looking at a 13-year-old, I wasn't fucking with nobody at that age, like that, I'm like I said, it's really crazy to me that like I said, 5 hours, the girl lived in Syracuse. 5 hours just to go down. And then if you listen to her, they said, was you afraid to go down there? Well, I'm in a big fireball and I am impenetrable. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? I couldn't understand. I was like, so now they're saying that these men took advantage of she looks like she's white too. Come on, let's talk about that. Nobody want to talk about she look like she's white. Did you see her? She was over there, she was feeling on her. I was like, is that a white woman? I don't see no brown. It was just too much. I'm telling you, I was shaking. I said, God, please just find out, what's going on. So I just pray that they drop this case and find out more information and get that young lady help. You understand? Because she needs help.
She don't need no help. She need money.
Yes. All of that, you got people like this guy who's a former football player who said he attended a party with Beyonce and Diddy and Jay-Z, and here's what he had to say.
Y'all, this is not looking good for the Carters, for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Did y'all listen to this the story he shared? It says former NFL player Larry Johnson recounts a memory with Jay-Z and Beyonce where young children allegedly show up to the party. I was gonna summarize, what he shared, but nah, y'all need to watch it and let me know what y'all think.
When Jay was going after B was a very young woman. Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the wintertime of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. We were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework, but she brought her mother with her. So it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking loud music and us dancing wild, like, when I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy, or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, you know, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories. I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving.
Well,
First of all, that guy used to be friends with Jay-Z. Word is on what you call it, and they stopped being friends. You know, I don't know if Jay cut him off or something like that, but now he's coming out trying to come against Beyonce, and this is before all the allegations come out. So a lot of people is going to be backpedaling now. I don't. Again, people will do anything for money and likes and clicks. And I pray, again, I'm not for rape, assault. I'm not for that. I'm against that. So my message to people, please protect your children. Know where your children at. Don't let any and everybody around your children. Don't let people drive your children to the city for 5 hours knowing their special needs. It's just, don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. Protect your children, okay?
Tiff, I think censor for saying the R word. I think we got to say SA. I think.
Oh, essay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, like Kevin said, I mean, if you're in that environment and you are known for dating underage girls, and then one underage girl says, "Hey, I was essayed by this person," people are gonna look at that and go, "Well, he's been around underage girls all his life. What's gonna make this any different?" But the girl's story is full of holes. Her dad doesn't remember. I mean, a 13-year-old girl at a VMA party late at night, New York City. She's from upstate New York. What happened to the friend who brought her to the party? The friend just left, a 13-year-old
No,
girl.
yeah, left her there, and she's dead now.
She's dead, what I mean?
Yeah, she's dead now. And don't forget about the 2 twin celebrities that she said she had a full conversation with. They said they never even was there. They was on tour.
So I'm sure there's money involved. I mean, if Jay-Z was working at Burger King, I guarantee she wouldn't be going after Jay-Z for his minimum wage check. But, it involves money. And P. Diddy's also mentioned, and Tiffany, you sent me a video. I tried to find the short version where I can show it, but there's a video of P. Diddy talking about starting a Our Black group.
Yeah. I sent that to our page. You didn't see it? I sent it to our chat line. It's very deep. What he was saying, what Diddy was saying was very deep. And
But how long ago? Because Diddy hasn't spoken public. B only said
no. This is
a while ago. But what Diddy said also is another reason that he could be in trouble. You can't be too powerful. And what Diddy said was very powerful. And when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh shit!"
I'm gonna show some format you sent him with Instagram. I can't show Instagram videos. TikTok.
I sent it to Instagram. I thought I sent it to our chat line. Okay, I apologize.
You send it from Instagram.
I sent it from Instagram. Okay, got you.
TikTok is very friendly with what I do.
I think I might have downloaded. Let me check because I want you to show that on our show if you can. Let me see if I have it.
I found it, but
I got
Diddy
you,
is
bro.
guilty of half that shit, but the rest he's not.
So
I
here's
believe a lot is that is they just trying to get a dollar, because you got to remember, once he paid off Cassie, that's when the floodgates opened of civil cases came.
all right. So
You touch me, you give me 5 million. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people is ridiculous.
here's
Yeah,
what
he needs, huh?
Diddy said, and here's what people believe is the reason they're going after Diddy. Here's what he said.
If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up. Me and you've been talking for a minute about, you know, chopping it up and some real talk, you know what I'm saying, where it's not for the whole social media effect. Like, when I look at the videos of, like, you know, Malcolm, Martin, Stokely, you know what I'm saying, I wish I could have seen a black man conversation. I couldn't have talked to nobody about what we're going to talk about but you. You know what I'm saying? That's a testament to your journalism. Man, you're an inspiration to me, bro.
I want to see where you at. I want to see where you at. You know, you sparked a crazy conversation.
Charlamagne.
You told everybody to hold their vote.
Yeah.
I want to see where you at with it.
So, a couple of months I told everybody hold their vote hostage. A lot of things have gone on since then. None of us expected. If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. I'm an independent, first of all. When I vote, I try to do what's best for my community.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. This is the biggest threat and the only option.
So that's talking about starting the Our Black Party, and a lot of people are saying this is why they're going after people like Diddy and Jay-Z.
And among other things.
Just have too much power.
Yeah, you can't. That's one of the 48 laws of power. Never outshine your master. That's the number one. You know, and once you get to that level, they will shut you down. When you start shining too much, why do you think most black men got killed in the South during the civil rights era, the Jim Crow era? When they was doing very well, they would kill a nigga. Oh no, you doing too good.
Because
the Black Wall Street, they was doing good. They killed them. They took all their stuff, was going in there taking their stuff and shutting down stuff. You can't do too good.
Because if Pete, and I don't understand why this guy isn't in jail. This guy, Matt Gaetz.
Attorney General nominee, former Congressman Matt Gaetz, has withdrawn his nomination for Attorney General. This comes about 45 minutes after we reached out to him about some new reporting that we have. And this new reporting is that there was a second sexual encounter between him and an underage woman at a party in 2017. Now, I have covered the investigation into allegations that the congressman may have had sex with a minor for 4 years now. And Dana, this was the first time that we had learned that the underage woman had testified to a second sexual encounter. And I learned from my sources, along with our colleague Sarah Ferris, that she had testified to this to the House Ethics Committee. Now, let me read you our reporting, Dana. The alleged underage victim has testified that both of these sexual encounters, the one that we always knew about and this new one, occurred at the same party in Florida in 2017. And Dan, I am told that she gave consistent testimony in both the ethics investigation and a civil lawsuit in Florida. Now, I want to note that the Justice Department investigated these allegations that Gates had sex with a minor and did not charge him. He has always denied wrongdoing, and we reached out to him 45 minutes ago to get a reaction to this. He did not offer us a statement. Instead, we're seeing that he is now withdrawing.
I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know, but ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it, and he wanted me to influence it. And you know what? So then they come out and they say, because I kept government open. I do it all over.
All right, so how come that guy's not in jail, and how come Diddy's in jail? I mean, sick.
Well, Matt Gates is a first of all a big Trump ally. He's one of, he's one of Trump's guys, and he's a very troubled person. He got a lot of history of saying stupid, bad things. He was behind the one, down for the insurrection on January 6th. He's one of those guys, man. So that's why,
Yeah, he got skin protection.
Thank you. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, basically, he got skin protection.
He's able to get away, and he's not the only one. It's many of them that are able to cover up their bad behavior. But let a black person do it. Oh no, they're gonna shut you down fast, or they're gonna build you up 20, 30 years, then shut your ass down. Oh, he done touched somebody. He done raped 45 white women in 15 years. He done slipped them a Mickey. I just, it's just a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It's just a lot. So
Trump
please,
has the same. I'm saying Trump has the same thing, allegations as Bill Cosby.
Yes.
But he's the president.
What happened? Black,
one went to jail, one became president.
Is it the case with Trump and allegedly with a 13-year-old? And that's an actual.
Yeah. Hey, Carl. Welcome to America, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the system. The system is not for us. Just like with this young man that lost his life dealing with mental health. That's another thing. We don't deal with mental health. It's serious.
All right, so we're gonna move away from the Jay-Z. I'm just not buying it. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's just from what I saw, this story, and we all know where there's money involved. People are gonna, make stuff up or do whatever they can. The kids that said that Michael Jackson had to pay $20 million to came out and said that nothing happened.
Yeah, it said nothing happened. Some of the people committed suicide too. I think one of the dads committed suicide.
Just because they lied, and you can look it up because it said it. They said a few of them took their life over that lying.
Because they ruined that man's life for a money grab. They knew they ruined his life, over a money grab, over a big fat lie. They ruined that man's reputation.
And you see, they don't publicize that.
The greatest entertainer in the world, and they ruined his reputation on a lie.
Yeah.
And that whole thing started with Michael Jackson helping them. They had a flat tire. I don't know if you know this, Carl and Tiff. They were on the side of the road in LA with a flat tire. The parents and one of the kids. Michael Jackson was driving a minivan. Because when he went out, he always went out in disguise. He was out driving by himself, no bodyguards, nobody, driving a minivan. And he saw these people on the side of the road. And he pulled over to get out to help them. That's how he met them. He got out of his minivan.
Being nice got his ass in trouble.
Yeah, he went to help them change a tire or something like that. I think he saw the mom and the son. It was the mom and the son changing a tire. He was driving by in his minivan. And he pulled over, got out. This is Michael Jackson. Got out to help them change the tire. And he started talking to them. And that's how he met this mom and this son, and the dad was the one that came up with the idea. Because Michael friended them, you know, and the dad was the one that came up with the idea to say that Michael touched them to get money. Yeah,
And I think the dad died. Both of there's a lot of stuff
yeah,
happened to
yeah.
them.
They all died. Yeah, because they
That stuff is you don't do that to people. You don't think that that's not going to come back to you. That's
yeah.
why you can't feed everybody because they will try to bite your ass.
All right, we're gonna. Wow, we're already at 8. Then Mr. Daniel, who was invited to the football. I think the game already happened, right? He already attended.
Yeah, yesterday he was invited to hang out with JD Vance and Trump in their suite at the game in Landover, Maryland, and gets a hero welcome. You know, this is what I tell my brother on the phone today. I said, "This is why I miss Muhammad Ali and people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and even Jim Brown. You know, those guys back in those Ali." Would have walked off the football field. I was saying, I thought every black football player on the Army or Navy, because Army Navy game is a big thing, all the black players should have walked out. And all the black people in the audience should have got up and protested. This is where we fail everybody. That's where we keep failing each other.
You not lying.
That would have
about
sent a
that.
statement. That would have sent a big ass statement to America. If all the black people in that stadium would have stood up and walked out, and all the black players like, we're not playing if this dude's here. I mean, nobody has that Muhammad Ali
No, because
freaking thing anymore.
all of those people are controllable, Cav. You think they're gonna miss out on their check? Hell no, that's just another black man that them died. They don't care about that. Cause I'm gonna be
Yeah, I know.
honest with you, I
Yeah, I
wouldn't have
know.
supported it either. I would have walked right out. You think I'm coming to a game knowing that you killed a black man for nothing? You don't get no support from me. I'm sorry. You don't.
No, exactly. Yeah, okay, so you would have done that, and I would have done that. Carl would have done that, but there's not enough people that think like that. I mean, there's no way I'm going to this game if this dude Daniel Perry is there. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Daniel Penny, I'm sorry. If he's there, I'm not going
Listen,
to the game.
he had an opportunity to not kill this man, and he stayed on his neck for almost 6 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes. No one stopped him, kicked him. See, that's why. Let me tell you something. I ask God all the time, please don't put me in situations where I'm gonna have to either lose my life or fuck somebody up. Cause I'm telling you right now, if I would have saw that, he would have got caught. Y'all don't understand. I cannot see stuff like that.
But that's good,
No.
Tiffany.
Why are you on
That's
the
why I'm
floor
upset.
holding him?
That's why I'm upset. Because was there any other black people on that train that, especially men, that stood there and watched Daniel Perry is not the biggest guy in the Daniel Penny is not the biggest guy in the world. I think he was 6'2", you know, former Marine, but Jordan was 118 pounds, soaking wet.
And that should have been a big thing too. You're a Marine. You should have knew to either try to help him or what? Kill him. Did they
He knew.
train y'all?
Yeah, they trained to
y'all
kill. They trained Marines to kill. He knew he was killing them. He knew he was killing them. He knew he was killing them. Look, I know I'm not Bruce Lee, but I've been around martial arts a long time. You know, I've trained in martial arts for a long time, and I know. You know when you're choking somebody, how to kill them. You know this. You know that you're killing somebody. You just don't choke them and not know you're killing them, Carl and Tiff. You know what I'm saying? So you know that you're choking somebody to death. You know, it's that simple.
And then they said about him, letting him go. Why didn't you let him go? He said if he would have let him go, he would have attacked me. What you mean attacked you? First of all, if that was the case, somebody should have held his hands.
Just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we gonna do, people? What's gonna happen to us now?
We're devastated, upset, angry, hurt. Over and over again, we keep coming to the system, asking the system to let us know that our lives have value. Jordan Neely was choked to death by someone who didn't care. People was telling him to stop. District Attorney did a good job, but the jury in this case let us down. So now here's what we have. We have a call to action, because you have to do something with this anger and with this rage. Our call to action is to take care of each other.
Just like everybody else seeks justice on their own, just like everybody else has vigilantes, we need some black vigilantes. That's right. People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
All right, check out Kevin. I know you hate when I play these kind of videos, but imagine me having to watch these over and over again when I put this together. But
I want to give a shout out to Daniel Penny, acquitted, for saving all them people on that New York City subway system. That man did nothing wrong but save people being threatened by a convicted multiple time criminal. Now y'all want to demonize him because maybe he shouldn't have went as far as he went. But that man really believed, he's a Marine, he really believed he was saving people that day. And he did, from a criminal. But salute to Daniel Penny for being acquitted. Law and order. Y'all don't understand it because y'all rather celebrate someone. Y'all rather celebrate the criminal in this situation and not this hero. Well, the hero won today. Salute. Skedaddle. I hope it makes you mad. I hope y'all don't sleep at night. I hope y'all don't do nothing foolish.
That's the only question I have for Hawk Newsome, who claims to be Jordan Neely's uncle, and all the other family and friends who are talking about this case is wrong and that Jordan Neely was so wonderful and great. He was just somebody who was homeless and didn't have a job and was hungry. If you know that you have a relative who was homeless, hungry, and looking for a job, why did you not do everything in your power to help that person when they were alive? Why did you allow your relative, your mentally ill relative, to wander the streets of New York City homeless, hungry, and looking for a job without attempting to help him? And now that he has passed on, you have all these people coming out of the woodwork. Hawk Newsome talking about he was this person's uncle. Where was his uncle when he needed him? Where was his uncle when he was sleeping on the streets? I would like to know where all of these people were, because it appears that everybody is popping out of the woodwork now so that they can claim a paycheck from it somehow. It is time for black people in America to tell the truth. The only reason this case, in my opinion, got any notoriety is because one person was black and the other person was white. I do not believe that if we were talking about two white people or two black people, nobody would even bat an eye at how the case turned out, which goes to show the level of black privilege that exists in 2024.
Hey, Carl. I have a nice tablet, man. I don't want to punch it. Jesus Christ, Carl.
Dude,
boy, let me get my blood pressure medicine. Carl just didn't. Woo! All right, the first dude didn't bother me that much because he just trying to get some hits and clicks. The last lady, man. Well, this is why we were. This is why Jordan Neely is dead, because people like her, don't value. And she's apparently a sister, but she just said on her TikTok page or wherever that we don't matter. Black lives don't matter. First of all, let me address this real quickly, Carl and Tiff. Just because people are homeless don't mean their relatives don't love them and care about them and try to help them.
Thank you for saying Thank you for saying that. I was.
There's so many, you know, I know personally, you know, we've had homeless people in my family, so that were homeless, you know. So just because you're homeless don't mean your family don't love you. They don't try to help you, lift you up, get you off the streets, and all that sort of stuff. You know, my family's been through this, you know. So yes, that's the biggest bullshit I've heard in a long time. What that lady just said about where were the uncle and where's the dad. You know, I had one of my Facebook friends say that to me a few days ago when we were going back and forth about this case. The dad's out for a money grab right now. How come he didn't help him when he was homeless? And there's a white guy saying that to me, you know? And it fucking hurts, man, because it's such BS. They don't know. You know, first of all, I was talking to somebody about this case, and they made a very good point. You know, when you're homeless, sometimes you want to get off the streets, right? And the best way to get off the streets when you're homeless and get, because it's cold maybe, or you just want a hot meal, you want to shower, you want to sit on a toilet, what do? You get arrested so you can go to jail. Because in that local jail, you get, you know, 3 meals. You get some chocolate chip cookies, you get some milk, you get a bathroom, you get a shower, you get a bed to lay on, which is better than laying on a park bench in a cardboard box somewhere in New York City, right? So he was having an episode, but he was hungry. He was ready to go to jail. He was just trying to go to jail, be honest with you. That was an effort for him to get off the streets for a couple of nights and get some free meals and get a bed and a shower and a toilet to sit on. Because when you're homeless, people don't realize this. It's hard being homeless. And when you're homeless, you can't go into restaurants and use bathrooms because most restaurants won't let you into these places, right? You got to find somewhere to do a number 2. You know, you got to find somewhere to use the bathroom. You know, so a lot of times these guys, they want to get locked up so they can get off the streets for a week or a couple of days or whatever. You know, it's a misdemeanor. Disturbance on the train is just a misdemeanor, and that could keep them in jail forever. They will take them in, you know, rest them, probably spend a couple of nights in jail, gonna get their meals, gonna get their shower, and then he'll rejuvenate himself, come back on the streets again. I think he was just trying to go to jail to get off the streets because he's just tired and need a break from the streets.
He didn't have to die.
He didn't have to die. It's a senseless death. That dude knew he was killing them.
He could have grabbed his arms. He could have grabbed, you know what I mean? He was they're both the same size. And that girl that was talking about if both were white, it wouldn't be an issue. I mean, come on. What's the history of America? What's the history of America?
You know what I would say to her if she was on this show right now? The same thing about O.J. Simpson. If he allegedly killed his first wife, who was African American, would it be a thing right now? 32 years later, after Nicole Simpson's death, would America be still so fixated on the O.J. Simpson trial or O.J. Simpson period? If his first wife, who was African American, was killed instead of Nicole Simpson? Hell no. That's what I would say to her if she was on this show right now.
Pamela Jones just said it. He didn't have to die. He didn't have to kill him. He did not have to die.
He didn't have to die. And you know what? I've seen, Paul and Tiff, and we've seen this on the news, unruly passengers on airplanes who get up out their seat and try to open up the door on the plane. You've seen this on the news? And what happened? The passengers and the flight attendants tackle this crazy person and restrain them. It's usually always a guy. It's never a woman. It's always a guy. So airline stewardesses, which is mostly women, can take down a guy trying to open up an airline door in the middle of the flight and hold him. And a couple of passengers can hold him until the plane lands. And then the authorities come on and take this person into custody, unharmed in most cases, right? How come Jordan Neely can't get the same treatment?
Well,
He didn't have to die.
Because every opportunity that a racist person gets to kill a black person, they're going to take it.
And you know what? Nobody's checked this guy's browser, his social media history. Nobody's done any homework to find out anything about this guy. Nobody knows nothing about this guy who choked Jordan Neely. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So how come? How come nobody done the homework on Penny to find out his background? You know what I mean? Find out what he looks at on the internet. He might be, like you said, Carl, an undercover racist. You know, he might have a history of saying negative things about black people. They might already know this, just didn't want to bring it up in court. You know, nobody knows nothing about this guy other than he was on a subway.
But can we see? Okay, let me like the students who were expelled from high schools or middle schools. It's a high percentage of black kids at school, right? Because people are they're more for whatever reason, right? The highest percentage of people pulled over by police are black people, right? We're not the worst drivers, right? The highest percentage of people killed, black people die at a high rate. Police feel they have to use more force when they deal with when they deal with black people, right? There was a study that came out in 2019, and anyone watching the show can look this up. White students who were studying to be doctors were asked, do you think black people have a higher threshold of pain than anybody else? And they said yes. More than 70% of white people becoming doctors felt black people really did not need pain medication because we are superhuman. We don't need pain medication. We can take it. So that's the way they look at us. You know, so when you see him choking out Jordan, even though Jordan Neely was 118 pounds, he was black, and he saw him as. I wish I had the video of back in the Jim Crow days when there's a politician that said in the House or wherever that black people were created, we were somehow animalistic, right? He associated black people being animals, and we were in a swamp. That's how black people came out of a swamp, and we were, this black disgusting creature. And he used that to make black people less. A lot of white people have that mentality that black people, we're not human. And I know it's hard. It's very hard for black people to understand or believe for some reason, because I say every day, and we just can't believe the way we're treated. We just can't believe the things that are said about us. We just don't want to believe it. We just don't want to believe that.
Well, I've been on TikTok, following the Jordan Neely murder. When you read the comments, Carl, I always go to the comments, Tiff and Carl.
Yeah.
And it's hard to read some of the comments. When you just stroll down and read the comments, and you're like, wow, this is crazy what people are saying. People are praising this guy for killing this guy, and they're happy about it. And you're just reading the comments going, we're human beings. How can we be so mean and so horrible towards this guy that got killed? Like, there's no sympathy for this guy. You just read the comments, and they're just so racist and so nasty and so disgusting. And, I read about 10 of them, and then I just stop because my stomach can't take it. Let me tell you, if Daniel Penny was to choke a dog,
oh yeah,
on the subway, a dog that didn't bite nobody, but he was barking. Let's say he wasn't biting nobody, but he was barking at people. If that Marine went up and choked that dog to death, you know how much backlash he would have right now?
Or they would have said it was mental illness.
From white America. Yeah. White America would be on that boy so bad right now if he choked a freaking dog to death. It'd be a whole different story. And that black girl and that black guy, that defending Daniel Perry, they keep forgetting. This is what black people don't understand. It could be your relative one day. It could easily be your sister, your brother, all these people. What happened, to Neely could happen to any of our relatives. So when they get on there and defend this guy, like they did in your videos, Carl, they just don't realize that it could be their relatives, you know, in the same boat, you know, because all this does, and what Vance and Trump did was basically congratulate him for killing the black guy. That's the way race people are looking at it. They don't want to admit it, but they know why Daniel Perry's getting. Nobody on that subway train was fearing for their life. They said, "Oh, people were scared for their life," right? So the same people that was afraid for their life, apparently, allegedly, were also asking Penny to stop choking the boy, right? So if you're so afraid for your life, why are you begging Penny to stop choking Nelly? You know, right? That don't make sense. Oh, we're so afraid for our life. Because if I was afraid for my life and I saw somebody choking somebody, like, good, that dude's gonna kill me, take his ass out. No, people on that train was begging that dude to let him go. You're killing him. That's what they were saying. You're killing him. You're killing him. That's what they kept saying, right? You're killing him.
And
they still didn't let him go. So obviously, you know, they knew that he was killing this dude, and he knew that he was killing this man. You know, he knew it, and that he wanted to be a hero, and he wanted, you know, and that's why he killed this boy. You know.
All right, so anyone watching, or if anyone's watching, thinking Daniel Penny is a hero, here's I wonder who you would think is the hero.
On December 4th, around 4 a.m., 14 Chicago police officers arrived outside Hampton's apartment on Chicago's west side. Inside, Hampton and Jerry and 7 other Panthers were asleep.
I was very pregnant, and the first thing I remember was Chairman Fred had fell asleep while talking on the phone. The next thing I remember was someone in our room
started shaking the chairman.
Chairman, wake up, the pigs are vamping. And I'm seeing Chairman Fred look up, and then he laid his head back down real slow.
Officers kicked open the door and shot Mark Clark, a visitor from another party chapter. They shot a sleeping 18-year-old named Brenda Harris. Then they shot in the direction of Hampton's bed.
Mattress is just going, you can feel the bullets going into it.
I had moved over on top of Chairman Fred because there was shooting into our mattress. The person that had come into the room kept shouting, stop shooting, we have a pregnant sister in here. Eventually, the shooting stopped.
And Jerry was forced into the kitchen when she heard another voice.
Someone said he's barely alive.
He'll barely make it. I assume they were talking about Chairman Fred. Pig said, he's good and dead now.
As they took me out and jammed a revolver to my stomach as I was handcuffed behind my back, I didn't look towards our bedroom because I didn't know what I would see or how I would respond.
The police fired nearly 100 shots. Fred Hampton and Mark Clark were dead. The 7 surviving Panthers were arrested. And police smiled as they removed Hampton's body from the scene. The Chicago police and the state's attorney's office quickly shaped the narrative to call it a gunfight, a battle, and a shootout.
Officers involved in the raid testified that they were fired on from 4 different rooms in the apartment by shotgun.
And before I could get past the threshold, there were 3 shots fired from the rear bedroom.
They played back a story that you could not even fathom. They gave a fictional account of what happened. Again, vilifying the Black Panther Party.
I mean, they were firing at police. Yes, sir. We saw the shots coming out of the 2 bedrooms.
This attack by the Black Panthers on the police clearly demonstrates the true character of the Black Panther Party.
So that was a short video on Fred Hampton, who we know was the leader of the Black Panther Party, and police
one of the leaders,
and shot him. of course, the story they put out about Fred was that, he, I guess they said he attacked them but it's just it just goes to show that this is America.
Yeah.
America, and people saying stuff like, if both people were white, it wouldn't be as, yeah, we know that. America was founded on race and hate and racism, and it continues today, will continue tomorrow. You know what I mean? We keep trying to hope that America is going to change. I don't think so. It is what it is. The America we keep seeing every day. And Jordan Neely will be the last, because for some reason white people see a lot. Well, let me say, racist white people think they have a right to I guess be in charge of us. All right, you know what I mean? He just Jordan making people uncomfortable, so I'm gonna choke. I stand by that.
And I want to say, something that Kev talked about, that we have family members that are homeless, and I had my uncle was homeless for 20 plus years, and a white family actually buried him. And they put his name up, and I had to actually send them a personal thank you for doing it, and also express to him that he does have family. He just chose to be in the streets. He had mental issues. He didn't want to be in a home. You understand? He'd rather be in the streets. So when you hear somebody say, why you didn't do this for your family, when you can't always help your family. You can try, but it's for them to want to, that want the help to be able to come off the streets. That still didn't give anybody the right to put their hand on them and choke them out for that certain amount of minutes. It wasn't. And I'm not surprised, because look, as we just said, this is America. Look at the system. The law system does not care about us. They feel like he was protecting them, and then he got a reward. His reward was to be with the rest of the racist people. So this is also a message for our people. They're not like us. They don't like us, and it's time for us to be for us. That's it.
I heard Daniel Perry's, Neely's
Penny.
dad said, Jordan Neely's dad said, I wish he would have said, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your son. I was restraining him. I apologize. He didn't. He hoped the guy just would have said, I'm sorry about everything that happened. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
That would have changed the whole game if he just says, I'm sorry about what happened. I was trying to protect the people, and I thought people were in danger, and I was trying to protect these people that were afraid. And I'm sorry that it got out of hand. I'm sorry that you lost your son. I'm sorry that it went to this point. He never said that to the dad.
No, because they don't have empathy or sympathy for us.
Because he wanted to kill him. That's
right. It was nothing to him.
Yeah. What's up, Information Man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Information Man.
Hey, what's going on? I just want to say, I think if Daniel Penny is trained in martial arts by way of the military, and if I'm not mistaken, if you are proficient in martial arts, just like if you're a boxer, you have to register as deadly weapons. Ooh. I think the one area that they did not look at is the fact that here's a man who was trained in martial arts. He put him in a martial arts type of chokehold. If the goal was to protect him from people that he never put his hands on, let's keep that in mind. During this process of him saying, because Daniel Penny kept saying that he was saying that he wanted to go to jail, that he wanted to die, that he was willing to hurt somebody. Look, I see people all the time on transportation, what have you, that are a little off their rocker. But the point is that he killed a man who actually did not put a finger on anybody on that train. And then he made the excuse that the reason why he didn't let go a little bit of that chokehold on him is because he was concerned about the fact that he was on top of him. Another thing that doesn't make sense to me is that why this was being videotaped. You had people standing and hovering around Jordan Neely as Daniel Penny put this vice on him. And I didn't see anybody say, okay, let's get him to the police. Come on, loosen up here, loosen up. Now, there were people that were saying, hey, you know, but nobody got physically involved and grabbed Penny arms. Even the people filming this shit, no one grabbed that white boy's arm and said, look, you're taking it too far now, man.
That's right.
Because at that point, the way he had Jordan Neely choked out, at that point, that man wasn't going to be able to harm anybody. He was going to be on the ground trying to catch his damn breath.
Right.
Now, the question that nobody asked is that why didn't he? There's a difference between restraining someone and actually killing someone. You can restrain someone and say, why didn't he say to the people that was hovering around him, get the let's retain him and get him to NYP. Let's get a cop. We need help. We need a cop. You can restrain the man without killing the man if he was a danger to the public, which he never put his hands on anybody. What this shows me, this is what really blows me away, everybody, that a black man can be killed in the subway system in a city called New York that's supposed to be liberal and democratic. You hear what I'm saying to you? This is supposed to be a liberal city.
Right. I see what
this
you're saying.
Man, if now everybody there says, hey, there's homeless people all the time messing with us. Well, what the hell are the government of New York doing about the people that are homeless? And let's remember this, everybody. Check this out. Jordan Neely is a victim, in my opinion, of the breakdown in our political system and the breakdown in the priorities. You had all these illegals who were brought over into New York by way of the governors in Florida. You sent these illegals that were homeless, needed jobs, needed shelter, and you put them in shelter. Here you got someone like Neely Jordan, who's probably born in New York, gonna die in New York. And maybe if he could have got them services, I'm very angry about this, y'all. Maybe if he could have got those services that they were given to people who never paid taxes in their life in the city of New York. They were giving them all kind of set-asides, just like what happened in Chicago. And here you got 52%, I think it's 53, 54% of homelessness in New York is made up of black men. Jordan Neely makes up that percentage of what is the problem. So because the Democratic run, I gotta keep it real here, Kev. The Democratic run city has failed its black constituents. It has failed those black men that are homeless on the streets of New York, which he was a part of that. He needed mental health. To me, it's a breakdown of society, a breakdown of New York's public health. Yeah. And this man was killed and had problems and had issues. And to those videos that you all played, I pay those videos no mind. One, because how do we know that his father, that his uncles, his mother was killed, of course, unfortunately, but other family members, how do we not know that they have been trying to help this man? How do we not know that they tried to give him shelter? And this is the thing, and I work in mental health. Sometimes when a person is mentally ill and you try to help them, even as a family member, because of their mental illness, they may step out on you. Let's say they gave him shelter, but he just went back out there to those streets. If you got a drug problem, if you got substance abuse problems, there's plenty of stories of family members trying to help their family member, and that family member ran out on them because they wanted to be back in the streets. And you went out there to the streets to talk to them, and they said, nah, I'm going to be out here. You can't make them do anything unless you commit them to a mental health facility. But but how could his family help him if they did attempt to help him when the mental health system is A, broken in our country, and B, they're not doing anything about it? Brothers and sisters, I watched a video. There's a brother in New York. There was a PBS video or something like that. I did a video about this on my channel. There's a brother that was homeless in New York. He goes around New York trying to help the homeless, trying to get them into hotels. There was a struggle to get the homeless in a hotel that they were going to tear down, that they're now made like a shelter, right? Or like a place where they can live. So I know that New York has a problem because this brother in his documentary was showing us the ins and outs of the problems. Another thing, as I get ready to land my plane, I've been saying to myself this whole week after these verdicts came out, is that Sonia Massey was killed by that white supremacist cop, and they gave that white supremacist cop what? Bail. So he's walking around the community after killing a black woman in her own home, which, by the way, the police had no right walking into the home because she never gave them permission to go in the home. So she's now gone. She's now gone. Jordan Neely has been choked out by a white boy. This is the thing. Then you got the white boy, Luigi, who kills a CEO, right, of a company that's despicable with their healthcare coverage. But this is the thing that amazes me. Daniel Penny is made a hero by those that celebrate him. It was disgusting to me when I heard that J.D. Vance was inviting him to that Army and Navy game. And you're right. Black folks should have walked out. So here you have a white man that killed a black person. So my title is White Men Can Kill Black People, can kill and be heroes, while black people can be killed without justice. And how do I say that? Because Luigi, he killed a white man, yes, but even Luigi is being made a hero within the Democrats and other political entities in our country, where people are saying, no, he's not a hero. But then you got a large faction of people that look at him as a hero, and they don't feel bad for the CEO who got killed because of their practices. Now Daniel Penny kills. He's made a hero. What does it show you? There's no value in black life. There's no value seen in black people, that you can kill a black person. Now, you have those on the conservative side that are very upset about the CEO being killed, and they're making a big deal over the whole situation. But what you notice is that a black man was killed and choked out on camera, and nobody really has made noise about it in the way that they've been talking about the Luigi situation. Sonia Massey is shot in her house because the cop claimed that she threw water at him. There's other videos out there that show that she actually never threw any water on him. So she's killed, and you don't hear anybody in the news talking about that anymore. It's just that because this man had a criminal history, that he should still be killed in the way he was killed. They make two white boys in this country have been made a hero. Daniel Penny and Luigi, in a lot of weird ways. There's people that see him as a hero, while we have black people who are dying by the hands of white folks in this country, and nobody gives a damn. That shows you the character of the country that we live in. And at the same time, they put a man in office in Donald Trump, who is he is a graper. Okay. He is despicable. He is a liar of all means. And this is America, Carl.
But where do we go? What do we do, Information Man? What do we do?
I believe we got to push back. We can't do like TYT and all these other so-called progressive channels who claim to be progressive, who are now bowing their asses to
MSNBC.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know who I'm also pissed at with, Kev? I just found out listening to the progressive channel driving home. I got a problem with Benny Thompson now, because Benny Thompson was the one who said he was going to take a lawsuit against Trump about 9/11, January 6th. Yes. And now he was asked a question about, would you accept a pardon from Donald Trump? And he kept saying, well, if he wants to give me a pardon, I would take it. He's in charge now. And I'm saying to myself, why would you need, I'm saying to myself, Negro, please. The press asks you a question like that. Why would you need a pardon? You broke no laws. He's the one that's broke laws. What charge can he bring against you? So what's happening, Kev, is I have a big problem with the Democrats right now and progressive folks in the media and on social media who are now what do you call it? Capitulating and kissing the ass of Trump. It's a sad story.
I can't even defend them at this point. I can't even argue. And you know, I defend hard the Democrats on this show, man. Right now, I don't know what to do anymore, man. I'm just baffled and confused at this point that America has spoken, bro. America has spoken. On November 5th, they spoke. That's it. They spoke. They said, "Hey, this is who we are. Deal with it."
Yeah.
And you know what? Now there'll be more Daniel Perry's walking around. Unfortunately for us, people that look like us, and there'll be more Jordan Neely's, and because somebody made a very interesting point. George Floyd, for example, when he was murdered on camera, choked for almost 6 minutes too, right? 6-7 minutes, he was choked, kneeled on it and killed, right? They talked about how it actually brought millions of white people out to protest it. But now, 5-6 years later, there's no millions of people running in the streets protesting Neely's almost similar death. And that's just, it's weird. When the protest wasn't just black people for George Floyd, it was people in other countries out in the streets too. It was white and black people out in the streets for George. It was a movement for George Floyd. There's no movement for Neely, but there was a movement for George Floyd. Even the two cats that lost their lives in Milwaukee at the Black Lives Matter. The two white boys were shot. They were protesting for George Floyd.
Right.
When they were murdered by Rittenhouse, who became a hero.
Right. But Cav, you get what I'm saying in particular about New York. When your social services are breaking down, Jordan Neely is a byproduct of a broken system. What if they would have given, because you know why he was frustrated probably on that train? Because he was tired of trying to figure out how to feed himself. He was tired of not having shelter. And like you said, when you go to jail, they give you 3 cots and a hut. They give you opportunity to be warm, and that's probably why he acted a fool.
That's all he
because
wanted,
he probably was hoping that he probably would have been glad for them just to give him to the NYPD, right?
That's
and let
all
them
he
put his
wanted,
ass
to get arrested,
right.
to get off the street. I used to be a street performer, by the way. I was a street
Okay,
performer.
so you know these things.
This is why this bothers me so much. I used to be a street performer. I used to be harassed by the police when I was a street performer too.
Okay.
I've been arrested as a street performer. I was actually handcuffed and taken into the jail cell street performing. So yeah, I know. That's why it bothers me so much, because I know a lot of street performers. When I was street performing, a lot of street performers, I had the luxury of a car and apartment to go back to when I was street performing in my street performing days. I had a house and I had a car. I was street performing my talent out there to make money, right? But a lot of the guys out there that were street performing with me didn't have cars and didn't have houses. They were homeless guys who was just doing whatever they had to do, get some money. You know what I'm saying? So I know these guys, man. That's why this hurts me so much. I know these street performers, and a lot of them do have mental problems and substance abuse problems, you know.
But if he had gotten the help that he needed in New York, if they would have had services provided, there's a chance that Jordan Neely wouldn't
for mental health.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he would have found himself not on that train that day in this happening.
The richest country in the world that we live in, allegedly.
But
the richest country in the world, Misinformation Man. It's just not New York, brother. We have you live in California.
Yeah, we have high homelessness out here. Yeah, the reason why I'm focusing on New York, though, brother, is because that's where he was killed, and because I know that I did a video on this. They have a serious homeless amongst black males, just like in L.A. A serious problem.
It is.
And the brother that I played
has a problem.
Right. We overall have a problem. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that if social services were a priority for those citizens who need it, maybe this
Yeah.
wouldn't have happened. And I have a problem because of the fact that there was an influx of migrants that were put in New York.
Right.
And the mayor Adams and the whole 9 yards.
Well, they weren't
put
put
these
in New
people.
York. They were forced to New York.
Well, they were. Yeah,
they were actually was in Texas, and the governor of Texas sent them to New York. Adams
right, but this is the problem, though.
I'm no fan of Adams. Trust me.
Adams didn't. But this is the problem. Adams didn't send these people back. What he did is he gave them opportunity to get jobs. He gave them opportunity for housing. But what about the black men? This is my point. What about the black men that were on the streets of New York who could have used those opportunities and those handouts that they gave to people who are not citizens of this country? And the reason why I got a problem with it is because there's a lot of black men on the streets of New York homeless who are Vietnam veterans who paid their dues and fell on hard times, whether mentally or financially or drugs, right? But they paid their dues. And here you are having other people of another country. You're taking them in, you're giving them services, and then that's why, in my opinion, the Jordan Neelys of the world will find themselves on a train, frustrated as hell, and then here comes, and this is the thing that bothers me, everybody, do you notice when white men kill, whether it be their own or us, they always go into making them sound heroic. You notice how they kept repeating, he's a Marine, because they want to paint in your mind that he's not the monster that he is, that he's a Marine. So because he's a Marine, that makes him special. Same thing with Luigi. When he did the killing, the people that were in his side kept reminding us, they all kept saying it, but this kid has a Penn University degree. This kid comes from money. This kid was valedictorian. They kept focusing on, and they continue to focus on their perks that they have in their life. But when black people kill, and we might have some hard times, they really emphasize it. He's a roach. He's a dirty rat. He's a caveman. He's a monster. His mama. They go into all kind of stuff. But Luigi, they still can't believe he did what he did because he's an Ivy League educated individual. And then the other guy, Daniel Penny, but he's a Marine. Be all you can be. Now, shout out to those at their military service. But come on now. This is how they paint these guys, white men, when they kill, so that us as the public won't see them for what they really are. And that's cold-blooded killers.
Do you think, information, man, excuse me, do you believe that, I do. That's what I'm asking you guys on this panel right now. I believe Samuel Massey's killer is going to walk.
I do too. I hate to say that.
I believe he's going to walk, man, because I think I think this Trump administration, these judges are getting bolder now. These prosecutors are getting bolder now. I mean, they're going to do, this guy's going to walk for killing this lady. I already see it happening just with him making bail alone. Diddy killed nobody. He can't get bail. He put up $500 million, and they still wouldn't give him bail.
He tried to put his homes up and his mama up.
Right.
And they were like, no.
He put $500 million. He couldn't get bail. But this dude got bail for shooting a lady in her kitchen in the head.
Right. Imagine this. A homeless white person gets on the subway and goes a little nutty, and a black man who might be a Marine as well, chokes that white boy out.
They're going to jail.
And they put that on video. You mean to tell me that black man will get off the way Daniel Penny, that they won't see that black man as a monster? You think they would paint him and emphasize his military service? They would probably say, yeah, even though he's served in the military, he still killed a white man in the subways of New York, baby.
Right.
I go a step further with this information. I go one step further. Let's say he was acquitted. You think he gets invited by J.D. Vance to a football game?
To the no.
Thank you.
I really think that a lot of these white men are really getting they was already comfortable. It's just now they're ultra comfortable, because I know if y'all men heard, and I wonder how y'all feel. Andrew Schultz said that he will rape Kendrick Lamar. He will sexually assault Kendrick Lamar. Now you do comedy. You're a comedian. But you are going to come for Kendrick Lamar and say that you would sexually assault him.
Right. All black people should cancel him out and should. This is the thing. I think you said this, Kev, that we don't have any Muhammad Ali's and Malcolm X's anymore. We don't have people who will tell it like it is. These athletes today, because they're making so much money, they're influenced by people who don't look like us. They're concerned about their contracts, the lifestyle that they live. And the difference is that the black athletes, the Jim Browns, all of them, they were willing to sacrifice, like Muhammad Ali. They were willing to sacrifice. We don't have people that's willing to do that because people are more comfortable today in the world that that they're living in. But this is
not one black person in that stadium on Saturday. I don't care, man.
Right. So we know for a fact if a black man defends himself and kill and in the process it takes the life of someone, we know that they're going to get raked over the coals. White boys, and this is the thing that I'm gonna predict because it's the same thing that happened when Trump was in office, and I hate this prediction, but you notice that when Trump got in office the first time and now the second time, it's going to embolden a lot of these white guys. A lot of these white folks are going to feel more emboldened to do crazy shit towards us. I suspect that there's going to be more stuff happening with cops towards us and more white folks getting emboldened and trying to get up in our faces because of Trump being in office. And I think there's going to be some chaos over these next 4 years with Trump, especially if Trump gets his way and gives them federal immunity or immunity from going to court when they harm us. And then you got these little white supremacist groups that feel emboldened. I think black people and the Negroes who voted for this, they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Trump already said he's going to, I'm sorry, Tiff.
I didn't say anything. It was Carl talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I called. Trump already said he's going to pardon some of the people from the January 6th insurrection. One of the people that he's planning on pardoning is the leader of Boogaloo Boys, I believe.
You talking about the Spanish guy?
The Latino dude.
No, the Oath Keepers. No, the Spanish
that's
dude
him.
was the leader of the
Boogaloo or whatever the hell they call themselves.
Proud Boys.
The Proud Boys, yeah.
Is the leader of the Proud Boys. But the other guy who wears a patch on his eye, he wears like a patch on his eye, and he's real. Oh,
I know who you talk. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. They talking about getting him out the box, getting him out of prison.
Yeah, and he's the leader of the Oath Keepers, which is a very dangerous group. Very dangerous group. And his wife came on CNN and said that he's a dangerous man, and if he hits the streets, it's going to be hell to pay because he is a wicked, dangerous, scary man. This is ex-wife said that. Said, don't let this man out of jail because he is a bad apple, and Donald Trump's going to get him out of jail. And this guy, I mean, all the black Trump supporters, like you said, this guy will burn them on a fire and roast a marshmallow on their ass. He has no sympathy.
We pray they mess with the right one because not everybody's going to sit down and allow you to hurt them or abuse them, and they will sacrifice their life if they have to take a person out for protection. So my thing is, we just pray that they don't try us because
in the famous words of Beyonce, we ain't going back.
No, you're not going.
But Tiff, I think they are going to try us because of the fact that they feel emboldened by the man that they see as their leader, and therefore the same thing happened when he was in office. You had a lot of stuff happening to black folks with cops, and I think they see him as pushing their agenda, and their agenda does not have us include. This is why I never understood why, other than the issue around immigration, why black people would vote for Trump when I said this on my own channel. Black people are not the base of the mega party. His base is white folks, which is why he had 50 in the 50th centile of white men and white women who put his ass in office.
Okay,
overwhelmingly. And my thing is, these Negroes that voted for Trump never even gave you a black agenda. And where is his agenda for black people? And I think a lot of these Negroes think that they're going to get something out of Trump because they are pumped up about the idea of him getting immigrants or getting illegals out of the country. But they're losing other sight, which is where is his plan for what is the plan for black folks? There is no. Where is his plan? Where is the plan? Where is it at? Because what do black people or what are black people going to get? Because they're gonna put stuff into place that's going to affect your grandmother, your aunts. They're going to affect you.
So yeah, man. Good call.
What's different now than 100 years ago or 200 years ago? What I see is what's happening 400 years ago is happening today. Nothing's really changed. So I keep saying this.
There is a difference, Carl. Black people are more comfortable now.
But
there's still their mentality at this point might not change, but
Daddy, that's what I'm
100 years there's more of us now. 100 years ago, there was only like 5 black people living in mansions.
Right.
Now you got thousands of black people living in mansions in nice neighborhoods, Carl. Thousands of black people driving BMWs. And
We're too comfortable.
We're too comfortable, Carl.
Right.
You know, somebody made a good point. Somebody made a point on the radio
Tell him, I'm sorry to cut you off, Kev, because I got to step away for a minute. Tell him what Joe Madison used to say about the nest. Remember the nest being too comfortable?
Too comfortable in the nest, yes. Yeah. And real quickly, Carl, somebody made a good point just on the radio when I was driving home today from Virginia. They said, are any other black people on that train in New York City? Was any black men on that train?
Right.
That sit there and watch this man choke this boy and didn't intervene. There had to be a black brother. There had to be a brother on that train at that hour coming home from work. There had to be a brother on that train. Like, I'm not a badass, but I wasn't gonna sit there and let this man choke this dude without me intervening and trying to stop him from choking him is what I'm saying. If I was on the train, I'd have tried to stop him from choking him. I believe if Tiff was on the train, she would have tried to stop him.
Yeah, I would have fought. I would have been fighting like, get off him!
Get off of him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I know people in my circle that I know, black men in my circle that was on that train. They wouldn't allow that to happen. They would have jumped in. You know what I'm saying? We're too comfortable. Somebody on that train, African American, most likely, woman or man, sit there and let this man. And I'm saying Daniel Penny is not Mike Tyson. He's not Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he's not a opposing figure to the point where people couldn't stop him from doing what he's doing. I know he's a Marine and he's a trained Marine, but still, somebody could have stopped him from doing what he's doing. Nobody went over and tried to pull his arms off of him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There was no brothers on there going, "Yo, man, you're killing this dude. Get your fucking hands off of him." You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would never happen back in the day. That's all I'm saying, man. Man, come on, man. Get your hands off the fucking dude, man. You're killing him. I mean, back in the day, brothers would have jumped in and stopped this from happening. I don't know if there were any. There's no report how many African Americans were on the train. I don't know if there was any at all. You know, but man, if it was, then nobody did nothing. Unless you were just an old lady,
that's just
it's
as
different.
sad.
If you're an old lady, that's different. But if you're somebody, you know, like a Tiffany or Carl or Kevin Lee, Carl, I don't even believe you would have sit down that train and let this man choke this dude. You know, you probably would have jumped in and tried to stop it, right? I think I would have. You know, so, you know, I think that we're just too comfortable, brother. We're too comfortable, man. We're just too comfortable. Them football players on the Army-Navy field, they're too comfortable. They're too worried about their NFL contracts they're trying to get to walk off that field and say, look, this dude just choked this homeless black man to death. And now he's sitting up in the booth with the incoming president and vice president. I'm not playing football today. I don't feel like playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have came in. I would have stayed my
But they,
behind home. That
but
would have
they,
made a mark. That would have said, no,
that would have
we
sent,
standing for our people. You're not
that
going to
would
be
have made
just
a big
killing us.
mark, Tiffany. A big mark to JD Vance, a big mark to Trump, and a big mark to America that this dude is not a hero. But you know why they didn't do it? I tell you why they didn't do it. Because Colin Kaepernick did it. And what did it get him?
Yeah, he gotten a lot of stuff. It's
It got
messed
him
up.
nothing.
You're right.
It got him nothing. It got him kicked out the NFL for a lifetime ban from the NFL. And for their reward, they gave Jay-Z a job to produce black halftime shows. But they ruined his career as a football player because he basically took a knee for George Floyd. He took a knee for Samuel Macy. He took a knee for Jordan Neely. He took a knee for Alvin Sterling. And he took a knee for what's the cat that got choked to death over the cigarettes in Staten Island. He took a knee for all those people, and he lost his career. And we couldn't get black people to stop watching football for 16 weeks to show him some support.
Okay, just that.
16 weeks is all. Black people ain't watching football for 16 weeks until y'all get this man a job. And they didn't do it. That's why those players didn't walk off the field and protest, probably because they saw what happened to Kaepernick. Was made an example of what happens to you if you protest. Now the cat like Muhammad Ali, he didn't care about no money. Y'all can kiss his ass. I'll be poor. I'll be poor. Ali said it. I don't want to be rich if my people are struggling.
I explain when I say nothing has changed. Racist white people have remained the same for the last.
You know what? Let me get this this troll you got in here out of here.
Was that
someone? Whoever? Carl, get that troll out of there.
W?
He's leaving an inappropriate message. Get that troll out of there. DW. Yeah, get DW out of here. I'm reading what DW saying, being very disrespectful. Get that troll out of here. That's just my opinion about it. He would be gone if he was on.
Me show.
I just think it's disrespectful statements.
Here's what he's.
But look at the other one he put up, 12. He's really trying to clown. He's saying, you guys are embarrassing. This guy is trying to clown.
I missed the D. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but you have your.
I don't know who it is. I just think it's disrespectful, given that we're talking about something real. The other message was very disrespectful prior to that one.
He must
But
have
yeah, I just don't like people who do that. It's like we're having a serious discussion.
Yeah,
Come
I don't
on.
like trolls. As soon as I see
Yeah,
them
don't-
or you
don't do
start
that.
to troll, you gotta
Right.
go. I'll be like, delete their ass.
Right. He was saying that none of us would do anything. You wouldn't do anything either, sucker, whoever you are.
No, let me tell. Listen. I am
You know.
a true believer. That's why I said, and I said it in the beginning. I asked God, please don't put me in a situation where I might have to lose my life or I have to try to say, because I cannot be in a situation. I'm sorry, me as a black woman seeing a homeless young man being choked out by a white man, you really think he black because he don't know me? I'm not gonna sit there and allow that. Listen, we calling the police. Get off there. What's wrong with you? I'm the
Right, but see, right. But Tiff, there's been plenty of examples of stuff happening to black people and black people speaking up and saying something. You know, in cases, you know. So this whole thing about what people wouldn't do, there's a lot of people, hell, there's people who went to jail doing protests over some of this stuff that have been put in jail. So let's just stop that. The reality is, I'm gonna say as I drop off, is that we have to resist. We have to be vigilant. We have to recognize what's happening. And the way black people operate is that it's not until we get kicked in our asses that we come together. It's like we have to go through some adversity for us to come together. And I think a lot of these Negroes who voted for Trump, they're going to be very sore.
Right, so
and they're going to try to run back to the picnic. or to the barbecue.
Apparently there was a black man in Jordan Neely's hands while the white dude choked him. I think that's in the video.
When was he? Is that in the video? Because in the video, you see Jordan Neely, you see Daniel Penny, who has the more aggressive. He's the one that's the most aggressive.
But I think
like he's
black man holding Jordan Neely's hand while Daniel Penny choked him.
Well, that Negro should be prosecuted then.
Wow. So there was a black guy trained. That's what I was questioning. I didn't see the video.
Thank you,
I
Carl.
can't watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again. I can't watch it, but so then that Negro got involved. He should be prosecuted as well.
It's what's different from now, from 400 years ago. I mean, racist white people have been consistently the same for the last 400 years. So what are we waiting for? Like I ask on the show all the time, what more do we need to see? I mean,
yeah.
What more do we need to see?
You're so right. You're so right.
Right, Carl, but what can we do? This is our home. Born raised here, gonna die here. There's nothing we can do to live in this space, man, and try to navigate this space and do the best we can to make a living and do our thing, right?
Black shop black, hire black.
I don't know if you can do that, Carl. I mean, I know we've had these discussions on the show. I don't think we can live in an all-black world in America.
In America, I find it will be difficult unless we had our own territory, land, and the whole 9 yards.
We ain't gonna get that.
We were sovereign like a Native American people, where they can't, because you know how the Native Americans have it set up on some of their reservations, where they are governed and policed by their own people. Like the regular police can't come on their land or come into their area and police them. So until black people become sovereign and we got our own police force and our own land, and these regular cops can't come on our land and come into our territory and we handle our own justice, that's really what black people need is sovereignness. Sovereign.
You know what's so funny about what you just said? Information, man. Last week I performed at Harris Casino.
Oh wow!
Which
Okay.
is Cherokee, North Carolina. So it's on the Indian reservation, right?
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I saw for the first time. I've been there like 3 or 4 times at this casino performance. This is the first time I saw actual Cherokee police officers, and they were they were American Indian guys. And then I saw the ambulance, the paramedics get out at Food Line to walk into the Food Line. They were yeah, you're right, man. So I wanted to play a Mega Million right at the casino.
Yeah,
jackpot's real high. So they like, oh, there's no North Carolina lottery on the reservation. You want to go play North Carolina lottery? You got to leave the reservation. There's a gas station 2 miles off the reservation.
Right.
You want to go play the Mega Million, but you can't. There's no gambling on the reservation left in this casino.
See, that's power, baby. That's power, baby.
They got their own government. That Cherokee, even though it's in the state of North Carolina, on that reservation, how big it is, they govern that. That's their shit, man. They govern that. You're right. But they got something that we're never going to get, right? They got what we've been crying for years, right? Reparations. They got that done. That's why they had casinos in Arizona and North Carolina and in New Mexico. They got American Indians. They had those casinos. You know, they own that land. They own those casinos. But we never got that, bro. So, and then we're not going to get it either.
But you said we can't live black. I mean, you don't think Chinese people live in Chinatown and they can live Chinese without even leaving China?
They are.
And Minister Farrakhan talked about that in one of his speeches. He said, there is a Chinatown and all this stuff, but that was given to them. That's why they have it.
Right.
Nobody ever gave us a black town. They gave us a ghetto.
I'll give you some history here. San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco for many years. The Chinatown that's in San Francisco, before the Chinese got there, was originally a small black community. A lot of people don't know that history about San Francisco. and the Chinese were brought in there, black people were displaced out of there. And then, of course, a lot of black people went into the Fillmore area and were moved into the Hunters Point because you had black men that were in the Navy. That's how you had black people that got to parts of Northern California where you have Pittsburgh, Antioch, the Chicago. Remember the Port Chicago where they had that blast where you had black men telling them, hey, these ammunitions are not stable. And they had just large blasts. That's how a lot of black people got to places like Oakland as the poormen. The brothers that worked on the trains back in the 50s and 40s. That's how a lot of black folks got to Oakland as well. So that's the only way I see it, that we have to have our own, we have to be sovereign. And the difference is that this is the difference, though, between us and the Chinese, though, Carl. The Chinese still have a nation home that they can go back to called China. They know exactly where they come from, what clan they come from, and they also have their own banks nationally and internationally. And they got their own community where they can do commerce with each other. And hell, and when I was living in San Francisco, you didn't see too many San Francisco police running up in Chinatown. They governed themselves in Chinatown because they had a lot of what I know, because my mom, she had friends that she worked with that knew the community. Chinatown got a lot of hidden. The same thing in New York. They got all kind of underground gambling and underground tunnels and all type of shit from Prohibition that we don't even know about. They got their own little world going on in them places. I just think that black people, that's what we really maybe need to be looking at is sovereignty, which means that requires our responsibility to take care of each other.
Each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe if we did get reparations, that would allow us to buy land. See, there's a lot of things that reparations could do. Of course, there's going to be people that's going to piss off their money, but that's in any group. But that could actually create something for us. But it's I don't know, man. I just
black people need better. Black people need better management. We need better management.
We do need better management.
Because we can't, if we were able to organize properly, like get land, build on the land, have property for affordable housing.
Right.
We need somebody that can be able to keep that together. And pull that together. So I think that us as black people need better management. Because sometimes you have followers and you have leaders. We need better leaders to be able to manage us.
I think we need better leaders than what we have now. But this is the problem with the leadership that we have now, and this is just a sad, cold truth. The question: when black people, we have all these needs, right? Mm-hmm. If the politicians truly served us what we really needed, and the Al Sharpton, if we really got everything that we needed, that we should be getting, people like the Al Sharptons and many others wouldn't have anything to be relevant. They would be relevant. I believe some of the leadership that we have, or the misleadership that we have, they get paid and they benefit from us being in the condition that we're in so that they can have something to march about and argue about and get on TV and get paid to go out and speak. These people, when Al Sharpton took that money, I got to be honest, the money that he took from Kamala Harris, that he did not report, that he got from the Action Network, that showed me right there, he's not helping us, he's helping himself and those around him. So a lot of these hot talking Negroes like him, they would be irrelevant. I think they want us to stay in the state that we're in, Tiffany, so that they can keep grifting off of our issues and make money. If all our issues were solved, if we could get all the benefits that we should be getting, these Negroes wouldn't be relevant to be mouthpieces for us anymore. Right. At least the ones that's grifting on us.
I have a question, Carl. Well, information man, did you see the video that Carl played about Diddy?
No, I didn't see that video. I know he's in a lot of, stuff's going on.
It was something that Carl played a video where Diddy was talking about black people organizing.
Right.
It was very deep. You got to see that. It was very deep.
Right.
It was very deep. And I think after watching it, I think that may be one of the reasons for his downfall.
One of them, yes.
Right, but most this is
I think he said something that was too powerful for him to say.
Right, but this is the problem, though, Kev, brother Kev. All due respect to what you're saying, I like if what he was saying was powerful, but how do you match that up with saying powerful things, but then you're victimizing your own people? You're victimizing people that look like you. Everybody that's been associated with Diddy, from Uptown Records to all these people have come out and said that he did them wrong. He did them dirty. And these are black people. So yeah, P. Diddy can say all these powerful things, but the end result is that he took advantage of black people.
Can I defend him for 1 second? I'm not saying he didn't, but Diddy also employed and made a lot of people rich. Diddy put money in a lot of people. There's a lot of people that became millionaires under his realm. Now, a lot of people blew their money. A lot of people screwed their money up. A lot of people blew their money, ran through their money. I mean, I know he got rich, but
some of these people have come out.
He took people off the streets that were unknown rappers, put them in positions where they became hit makers. They made money. I mean, Black Rob died poor, right? Oh, yeah. Tiffany, you disagree with this?
No, I'm not. Listen, he helped a lot.
He helped people, but those same people that he helped, have come out and have told you, have spoken about the dirty things he was doing. One of the guys that he ran, what was his name? I think he's been on the Art of Dialogue channel. There's a brother. It's a brother with locks. It's a brother that with locks who used to be sort of like a CEO with him at the company, and he revealed the dirty shit that P. Diddy was doing. So yeah, he did help some people in the beginning. Maybe they blew their money, maybe they didn't. But at the end of the day, P. Diddy, at the end of the day, he did a lot of destructive things to people that, yeah, he made money, but he did this and that. But at the end of the day, you're going to be judged by your end results. Your end results, and that's what he's going to be remembered for, unfortunately for him. And but I'm about to drop off the panel, y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me come up. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
All right,
y'all take care of yourself. Peace.
Joe, he's on.
Carl, you got to do something with your microphone, because it's like I think that it's how you say it's. When you try to say something, it goes in and it goes out. So when you try to come in, it cuts us off and I can't hear you. It did, So I don't know if it's the mic or something when you're about to talk or something.
Say something right now, Carl.
Hello.
Oh, I hear that. We hear you good now. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's when we're talking and when he's trying to say something, it pauses and then you hear him. Look, I don't went off. It pauses and then it comes.
Okay. What I was gonna say is, and I wanted to say while Information Man was here, like we keep black, powerful people to be perfect. I'm not saying Diddy shouldn't have done what he did, but I think the whole thing with trying to unite black people, I think to me that was so much more important than all the other stuff he did. Yeah, he did some wrong to some black artists. But can we just put that aside? Okay, he's not perfect. Can we put that aside and focus on, like...
I agree.
People, right? They know Trump...
I agree with you. What he was saying was more important.
Use his blueprint.
Right.
That he said.
The MAGA people, they know Trump's a racist and know he essays women and know all this stuff. But they say, oh, he's going to lower my taxes. Oh, he's going to make gasoline $2 a gallon. Oh, eggs are going to be 10 cents a dozen, right? They focus on that stuff. They don't focus on the bad stuff. But we as black people, we look at all the bad stuff, pick out all the bad stuff that Diddy did. And yeah, he did some bad stuff, but we can't seem to focus on the good that he could have done, so.
Yeah, but you are 100% right, because I'm looking at the thing that happened with him and Cassie, right? I know people can change. People can change. This happened with the Cassie, 2016 or whatever. He had an opportunity to change in between that time. But when you start acting cocky and doing certain stuff in between, it will backfire on you. And I think when she mentioned Cassie, thanking her for her essence I think when he won the award, that's when it pissed her husband off. And that's when all the doors started opening, with certain things. So my thing is, what's done in the dark do come to the light. So now that it's all out, maybe he can live his life because now he's in jail. Now he has to clear that up. You understand? If you did all of these things, you have to pay your price. But yes, he did have a good idea. Look, he did Revolt TV. That was doing well. You understand? And now it's gone. It's not his anymore. He had to sell it. You understand? Because of what's going on. But you got to remember, what do they do for black people? When you start getting to a certain level, you start doing good, or you right there, they ready to shut your ass down because you cannot be better than the master.
Right,
You
because
just can't.
when black people get too much power, remember Malcolm X in the movie, and I'm sure it did actually happen. When all the black people stand outside the police station, he came out. What he do? He waved his hand, or he just?
They said that was too much power for a nigga.
Just what they said. Just what they said. Well, let me ask you a question, Carl Tiff. How is it that Byron Allen, former comedian Byron Allen, who was the most unfunniest comedian ever walked the planet, by the way, who's now a businessman and billionaire. He owns the Weather Channel. I watch the Weather Channel in my hotel
He was a
room.
comedian?
Yeah, Byron Allen was a comic. Yeah, one of the original comedians from the 80s,
Stop
man.
it.
Oh, you know Byron Allen's a stand-up comic? You knew that, right, Carl? Yeah, Byron Allen's a stand-up comic, yeah.
I did not know he was. You got to send me one of his gigs. I
That's how
did
he,
not know that
yeah,
man
Google on
was
YouTube. Watch him on YouTube. That's how he started his career. He's a stand-up comic. Yeah, but now he's a billionaire. And he owns everything. He owns the Weather Channel. You know, every time I watch the Weather Channel, Carl, all I see is black people in there now. Black women, black men that run that Weather Channel now. He's hired, so he's putting some brothers to work in the weather field, right? Because you watch the Weather Channel, they're all black people.
Well, he better watch himself because every 18 months, as Umar Johnson said, they're coming for a rich nigga. And
Hey,
he
Carl,
look like he might be next.
is your mic on, bro?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay, I thought you was talking. I thought you were trying to say something. Yeah, 'cause I couldn't hear you. But I saw your lips moving like a ventriloquist. Lips were moving like this. But nothing coming out. So yeah, Byron Allen has managed to, be a very powerful man and buying up everything he could buy up, and he's not getting this heat, but he's also non-threatening. You know what I mean? He's married to a snow bunny, right? And yeah, he's married to a snow bunny.
No, you're right. And you
And
said he's non-threatening.
he's non-threatening. He's the most non-threatening. You know, I think Patricia used the word. What we call him, Blake. He's a Blake. So he's like a black man, but he's really white. He's got brown skin. You know what I'm saying? Like Byron Allen doesn't threaten nobody, so he doesn't get any heat for what he's doing. He's buying up TV channels and all sorts of stuff and putting people to work. He's a quiet version of Tyler Perry in a sense. Byron Allen got a lot of power in LA and Hollywood, and a lot of money. He's a billionaire. He's a black billionaire. But you never hear anything bad about him as far as nobody's coming after him and nothing like that. He's not getting any of the heat that Jay-Z or Diddy or any of these other guys. Tyler Perry's has some heat on him too. But now Byron Allen is riding low, living the life.
So I want to welcome Miss Kim's Bling Bar. I think she was I'm hoping. Yes, I'm assuming it's a young lady. She was invited to our show by Information Man. So thank you for watching the show. Some of us made a statement, Kevin, I think, that black people would never unite because black people never unite because blacks with all the money are the ones that are paid to keep us divided, and some of us don't even know it. So you always say that black we're never.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't. Yeah, we don't. We don't. When somebody gets successful, we tear them down and other people tear them down, you know? So, and we come to their defense when it's too late. A lot of black people came to Michael Jackson's defense, but it was too late, you know, because he's already gone, you know? He's
Yeah.
already gone. But during the trial, he didn't have that much support from black people. But after he's dead and gone, yeah, we love Michael Jackson. He was innocent. He's the man. But when he's going through all that shit, black people was like, what if he did it? You know? So I'm just saying, man. I mean, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I never believe he did it, you know?
Even back then when I was, you know, a little younger, I questioned that too. Because why would you leave your little kid with Michael Jackson? That don't make no damn sense.
Right.
That's like you leaving your son with a grown ass person that you don't know. You don't do that.
I think some of it, Tiff, was the fact that one, he's Michael Jackson.
Right.
And then a lot of people looked at Michael Jackson not as a grown-ass man because he doesn't look like LeBron James. He doesn't look like Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't look like Denzel Washington. He's a different-looking cat, right? And he also, in his yard at his ranch, he had an amusement park because he didn't have a childhood because Joe Jackson took his childhood from him. So he was, as a grown man, riding on roller coasters and merry-go-rounds that was in his front yard. So a lot of people felt comfortable because he had animals around him. He bought his own monkey and his own giraffe, and all these animals lived on his ranch. So I think people were comfortable with him to the different than they would with another black man. They like, oh, this is Michael Jackson, you know, not, you know, I don't think people go, yeah, Kobe Bryant, yeah, hang on with my son, let him sleep in your bed. I think people felt different about Michael Jackson. They saw him as a child in a sense. When Michael Jackson was on stage, he was all man. You know what I'm saying? But off stage, he was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
I could get that, but I also think because you know that he was raised Jehovah's Witness, they're very naive to certain things, especially to life lesson things. And I don't think that, you know, I think that Joe and them did the best of their ability, but they really didn't keep it real with him and be like, you know, or they probably didn't know. Once you get a certain amount of money, you know you can't do certain things no more. What can I say?
But he also was a shrewd businessman. I mean, Michael Jackson, I saw somebody do who was it that was it Eddie Griffin? Somebody did a thing on Michael Jackson about how smart a businessman he was. They were talking about how he just was brilliantly doing stuff, like talking to Paul McCartney on the phone, and Paul McCartney going, yeah, the Beatles catalog is like 200 million, and I don't have the money to buy it. Michael's like, wow, that's crazy. And then they get off the phone, Michael called up, yeah, give me that Beatles catalog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he bought
he was
it.
a crazy, shrewd businessman. He was
And they
shrewd
didn't like
businessman.
that. You know they
No,
didn't like that.
They didn't like how shrewd he was.
And don't get it twisted. Michael did that because they did something to him. They probably did something or made him feel uncomfortable for him to say, watch me. I got the power. I can buy your catalog. Because he did it to Eminem.
Well, that's, yeah, he did Eminem, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't disrespect. And I'm telling you right now, y'all, Jay-Z is, if once this all clear, God willing, it be clear by Monday morning, Jay-Z's coming for that lawyer's license. I'm telling y'all, he's gonna pay for it. He's gonna pay for it.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. We're already 2.5 hours in, folks.
Oh, we did good to it.
I'm glad we're wrapping it up because I gotta go get some salt for my driveway because it's supposed to snow tonight. Did you know that Tiff is snowing in New York? Supposed to get 3 inches tonight. That's what my neighbor told me. I just pulled into my driveway coming from Virginia where I was working over the weekend doing shows, and my neighbor's like, hey, we're getting 3 inches of snow tonight, Kevin. Make sure you put your windshield wipers up.
Kevin, I didn't know it was gonna snow. You call it snowing on your side? It's gonna snow on your side?
My side. Well, you know, Kevin is up in the mountains where all the mansions are.
Yikes! No.
And
wish.
you're on the other side of the mountain with all of those houses.
I wish. I'm on my way, Bill. I'm on my way. But I'm not there yet.
Lamborghinis and the Ferraris.
Check with me next year. Check with me next year.
So quick, we're gonna do a salute to Nikki Giovanni. She passed away.
Yes. Thank you.
So we got
Yes.
to Miss Nikki Giovanni. So
Ancestors, we're amazing people, man.
well, here is some of Nikki.
Love means nothing unless we are willing to be responsible for those who love us, as well as those whom we love. People don't just love you out of the blue, you let them. And people have loved me when I needed to be loved. So as an adult, I must give some of that love back to those who want it, or it would have all have been for nothing. I think I'm no different from any other colored girl who has to grow up and make decisions and live by them. I think we are all capable of tremendous beauty once we decide we are beautiful, or of giving a lot of love once we understand love is possible, and of making the world over in that image if we choose to. I really like to think a black, beautiful, loving world is possible. I really do, I think. Everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me, because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? And I really hope no white person ever has cause to write about me, because they never understand black love is black wealth. And they'll probably talk about my hard childhood and never understand that all the while I was quite happy.
That was Nikki Giovanni.
She said, fake it with me. You fake it with the white man. You laugh all up in his face all day. Won't you fake it with me? I just wanted to put that in. That was a good one.
Amazing. I watched some of her work.
Yeah.
The weekend online. She's an amazing person. She rests in peace. Damn, man.
Yeah, rest in peace. We salute and honor you,
Wow.
Miss Nikki
Every
Giovanni.
week we gotta do it. We gotta lose our legends every week, man. We're losing a lot. In 2024 has
Did
been
y'all
hard.
forget when we get into our late 40s, almost 50s, we start losing loved ones, parents, uncles, and aunts. And we just pray and make sure we enjoy the time that we have with them.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much to those of you who hung with us the last 2.5 hours. This is an hour show. We're supposed to do 1 hour. I don't think we've done an hour in the last 6 months. It's just too.
You know what? You change to a 2-hour show, we'll do an hour. Reverse psychology.
And look, our next show is, what is that, the 22nd? That's the week of Christmas.
Are we doing a show the week of Christmas?
It's the 22nd, that's Sunday.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then the New Year's falls on a Tuesday this year. So
Okay.
our next show is the 29th. So we can do like a little New Year's pre-party. Because let me tell you something, 2024 was a lot. I mean, it started off with Cat Williams, his little leprechaun self. He came out and told all the energy, and then it ended with Kendrick Lamar whooping Drake's Not Like Us ass with these allegations. We need, I mean, this what you call it, the election. We need 2025. We need something new. You know
And
what I'm saying?
2025 gonna bring us Trump.
Oh.
Hey, the breaking news to you.
How about it brings us black riches? How about we don't worry about him and just worry about building us? We should start us a foundation where we can be able to start helping in the system. We should talk about that for the new year, so we can be able to have a part of giving back to our community. Because we can't worry about these white people. As long as they don't put their hands on us or our children, I'm good.
I want
Hey,
to.
listen, there goes some salt. You showing something, Carl?
Just one quick. This show to show that actors with money go through the same thing folks like us go through.
I would be on set sometimes and I'd see a MAGA hat or whatnot, or I'd see a shirt that said all lives matter, etc. I just felt compelled. It's like, I'm not saying that I matter more than you. Our lives historically have not mattered. So don't twist it and try to make it into something where someone's elevating themselves above you. We just want to be seen as human. And I had somebody on set come up to me after they had seen that particular post saying, you know what? I used to think when people would say Black Lives Matter, it meant this thingamajigger. And when I saw what you said, I understood it in a completely different light. And he thanked me. And I went and said my lines as Randall Pearson.
Right? You would think Black actors in that, you know, the upper echelon of life, you know, making all that money, you would think that they don't have to deal with certain things. But
You thought so, Carl?
Yeah, I saw a clip. I just think I sent it to our chat line. If I didn't, I'll send it to you. Where I forgot what's the girl? I can't think of her name right now. She was talking about how one of the directors were talking to her on the set. It was so deep. You got to see it. Yeah. So yeah, no.
They just black people with money. They got issues just like us. It's just on another level. You see how we are the low income racism level? They're on the high income racist level. You understand? Like they won't get certain parts because they black. You understand? Or they can't do this because they black or something like that. So I'm not surprised. What Biggie said. More money, more problems.
Yeah. Look at Puffy. Can't get bail. Can't make bail, but everybody who did what he did allegedly has made bail, but he can't make bail.
He can't make bail.
Exactly.
He offered 2 houses and his mother's ass, and they said no, we didn't want it.
Before we go, Tiffany, anything you learned today on the show, or you want to share before we go?
I want to say, us as black people, we need to have more critical thinking. We need to weigh options out before we just go out and judge people. And everything that they put up there on social media, the news and all of that, half that stuff is not real. They do it for likes and clicks. The news have been doing it for years. It's just that the podcasters now is doing it now. Okay. So you be careful, and you be careful before you click. Okay. So that's another thing. I'm also going to recommend, please watch Jamie Foxx. Oh my gosh, he's on Netflix. I'm promoting. I'm sorry. He got a stand-up on Netflix that makes you cry, laugh, and laugh, and then cry again. It was very amazing. And right now, at this moment of our life, we need a little bit of that. We need to cry and laugh. Okay, so just make sure
Well, you
you
want to laugh
like.
about crying? Come see my show.
You know what? You 100% right. But I'm gonna have to grab my pocketbook because you have so many white people in there, and you know they be stealing. So I gotta watch out. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Kev's clients. Yeah, we should support Kevin Lee, please, y'all. He's out there. Find him, you know. But definitely make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment and let us know what you think. We really appreciate all y'all. And again, we do not own the rights to any of the content. This is our opinion only, and everything's alleged. Thank you to the host, Carl and Kevin. I love y'all.
All right. Before I come to you, Pamela Jones says, doesn't the book Black Rage discuss black people with money and the racism they deal with? I never heard of that book. I have to check it out. Thanks, Pam.
It is a good book.
Yeah.
I read some of it, yeah.
They just niggas with more racist problem. More money.
I gotta roll. Oh, what I learned today? I learned a lot. It was a good show. I love doing the show with you guys. You're amazing, both of you.
All right.
That's what I learned.
All right. But I want to thank everyone for watching the show, and thank you for hanging with us for the last 2.5 hours. Like I said, Kevin, you know I love you. Tiffany, you know I love you. And publicly apologize for playing the video while you were chatting, but I was trying to get a video played, and I was trying to, as soon as you broke, I tried to play the video, but you were still talking, and Please.
I love you, Carl, because I was about to take my earrings off, but I love you.
Hugs and kisses, and I apologize.
Okay.
But apparently, when you guys are speaking and I speak, I don't know if there's something, because I try to speak so many times. And
It pauses. It's something, I don't know, it just pauses when you talk or you try to say something.
I have to try to figure out how to fix it. All right, so we're out, and we will see you guys next Sunday. We don't know what the topic will be. Hopefully, no one black will be killed at the hands of a white supremacist.
Oh, God.
Black people out there, just, try to stay safe.
Please. Stay away from them white people.
All right, we love you guys. All right, bye. Have a good night.
Peace and love, everybody.
People you love that you love, because, as I always say, they are not psychic.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you work the Black Therapy Show. You be in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. With Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Go.